Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap, but it's in today, and it's brought to you by Boost Mobile. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store or boostmobile.com to join the nationwide 5G network today. We're joined by a very, very special guest. He and his mom, they're promoting Invisalign. They both did the treatment. Jalen Daniels, who's going to be the runaway rookie of the year after an outstanding season. He did something very, very unique that very few rookies have ever done. He's led his team to 2 road playoff wins as the de facto leader. He wasn't relying on his defense. They put a lot on his plate, and he ate everything. I expect to see big things from this young man in the future. Congratulations on a great season, Jaden. Tell us about the treatment that you and your mom did with Invisalign.
Man, the main thing for me, is appearance, man. You gotta have your smile right.
Okay. So, you have them on now, right?
I do have them on right now.
Okay.
I do have them on right now. But for me, I have braces and stuff like that, so it wasn't, my teeth were always straight. It was like, man, let me enhance this more.
Right.
So, just to partner with Invisalign, man, the appearance is everything. Everybody look at your teeth. Everybody look at your smile.
First thing they notice, bro.
That's how you get that money.
I have a question. I wanna transition into football.
Go ahead.
Do you understand how special what you've done for an organization that has had chaos, turmoil, and they haven't been at the depths of the bottom of the NFL, but they've always been in situations that weren't in favor of them in general? You understand you turned the organization around in one season. There's been no maturation. There hasn't been no steady progress or progression to them turning things around. You came in 1 year and literally turned the franchise around.
Yeah,
do you understand that?
I think I'm kind of getting the grasp of that. I didn't know how. It's real talk. I didn't know how passionate Washington fan base was. Like me growing up, because you never seen like them at the top. I mean, you seen like the RG3 years, stuff like that. But when I really got there, I was like, when I got drafted, people were like, "Man, I'm a Washington fan." I was like, I ain't never like heard nobody say that.
Right.
But now I'm excited to see everybody DMV, everybody around the world, bringing out their Washington stuff, going out grabbing out the basement, hanging the flags up and everything. So they excited.
Like watching you play, and if you're a fan, if you're a Commanders fan, you understand with a quarterback like yourself, what you were able to do in a rookie year, where there hasn't been no room for development. You wait for rookies to develop,
Yes.
and then you have a chance. But you give a team hope for the next decade based off your play this season. And I commend you. I salute you. Been a fan for a very long time, man. But what you've done was special, and not very many quarterbacks, especially as a rookie, have been able to come in and do what you've done.
When you look at what you've done, the expectations now, you have to improve and build on what you've done. You can't become complacent.
For sure.
Because you understand what is expected of you now. Only because they're talking about, man, this guy, who's to say he's not a top 5 quarterback as we sit here and speak currently? What does Jalen Daniels need to do to improve to make sure this year wasn't a fluke?
Man, I just think, like you said, don't get complacent. And I think the veterans that I had, like one person I really lean on a lot is Bobby Wagner.
Okay, B-Wags.
So that's my guy, man. We have conversations, and he just teaches me little things. I remember, like, shout out to him. I remember, like, we played a couple games and a road game. We'll get back late. You tired and everything, and he pulled me aside, like, man, let's go get in these tubs. So we up there like 3 o'clock in the morning, making sure your body's back right. But just little stuff like that is like never thinking that you know too much. There's always room to grow. So, outside you always get better technically and stuff like that. It's a blessing I get to be in the system that I was with Cliff another year.
Yes.
So I can improve on that within that system. But just learning how to be a pro. It's my first full off season. So it's like, okay, I got to figure out, have a schedule. Like, this is what I'm going to do. This is my ramp up period. OTA, stuff like that, and just always had the hunger to get better.
How do you block out the noise? Because obviously there's going to be a lot that comes along with what you've been able to do.
Yeah.
You're a quarterback in the NFL. We know what comes along with the most important position in all of pro sports. So now the endorsements are going to come. Now more fame, more adulation, more praise. Everybody, hey, cuz, what's up? Everybody's a friend now. Everybody's a family member now. And as your mom said, she's like, look, I know the women are coming, but hey, my son got a Heisman pose. I got one too. I'm still farming them all out the way. How do you keep a level head and to understand that, yes, I understand what comes along with being Jalen Daniels, but I don't get outside of who I am.
Man, I just think it comes, like you said, support system, mom, dad, like friends, family. Like everybody knows me for me, and it's not here like, okay, let me ride his coattail and stuff like that. So that's a big part, but also it's a time to play for everything. It's gonna be a time to have fun.
Right.
It's gonna be a time to go out there and party, you know, make some money, do this, that, and the third. But the main thing, man, none of this happens if you don't ball on the field.
Right.
So that's the main thing. Like, how do I get better to continue the success and knowing, like, all right, first year is that. Like, everybody's going to have a full off season to watch a film for year two. So, like, man, I got to improve on different things and get better myself.
Listen, when you talk about that improvement, right? You guys were able to make the NFC Championship. What pieces to the puzzle do you think you guys need to add to make your job a little easier? So the bulk or the weight of getting things done isn't always on your shoulders.
Yeah, man. I think for us, it's like, if you look at, I think I've seen some, like, we got like 20-some free agents like that on the team. So I mean, we gotta
bring some of them back.
We gotta bring some people back. So I think overall, just in general, man, we gotta get some people in. We gotta bring people back. But I focus on my job, man. My job is to get better. Whoever they bring in, we hold them to this standard that we set with DQ and them set, and then let the front office do what they do.
Now, I have a question. When we talk about letting the front office do what they do, I know it's very early in your career. Do you think you would have any say on who you bring in, especially from an offensive perspective, to be able to help you out? And
I don't know yet. I think if that time comes, we'll see if they call me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know, man. They doing their job.
Right.
Like I'll tell them, man, let's bring some dogs in.
Well, I'm right here. If you need a dog, holler at your boy.
When I go back and look at this NFC Championship game, Jaden, you guys have played well, and the one thing that you hadn't done until the championship game was turn the ball over. And you know, I'm sure DQ and Wags have told you, if you turn the ball over in the playoffs, you pay double. You had 4 of those things. How differently do you believe the game would have been had you taken better care of the football? Because you guys were right there until you had those consecutive turnovers.
I think it came down to the wire. I think it came down to whoever had the ball last. And obviously, like you said, turnovers, especially in the playoffs, man, play a huge factor. I mean, we turned the ball over against Philly in the regular season 5 times and won the game.
Right.
But in the playoffs, you know, it's different, man. It's a different type of beast when you get in the playoffs. You're on the road, so obviously you're playing to the crowd, playing the atmosphere. And, man, they got dogs over there. They got superstars.
Okay, this game right here, you got the 2-time defending champ in the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. You got the Eagles in your division. You played them 3 times this year. This is their second time back in 3 years. How do you see this game shaping up, and who you have winning?
I think it's going to come down to whoever got the ball last. I think so. I think obviously Saquon and what they do, Jay Hurts. You got A.J. Brown. And then on the other side, man, you got Pat. So it's hard to bet against Pat, man, especially he's been here. But I think it's who could create more turnovers, who could create more negative plays on the side of the ball. And I think it's going to come down to the end. So for me, I think it's hard to bet against Pat. I can't say, you know, rightfully so. I love playing the Eagles. Right. They're in the division, but I think it's hard to bet against Pat.
Man, I really appreciate you, man. The legendary, already icon, Commanders quarterback, Jayden fucking Daniels. Baby, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. He's repping Invisalign. Go out there to get their treatment. He and his mom have the treatment done. They're very, very satisfied with the treatment. Thank you again, Jayden. Mom, thank you for dropping him by. Thank you. I
appreciate y'all.
Jayden Daniels, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate that, boy.
You know that.
Hey, don't forget your McDonald's, man. Thank you.
Guys, that was a very interesting conversation with Jayden Daniels.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. He's a very, very humble young man. We had him on last year at the pre-draft. He came on, gave us about 15, 20 minutes, Ocho. And from the looks of it, he hasn't changed. His persona, the way he approaches the game hasn't changed. His mom, like I said, you recognized her before I did. I'm like, well, who is this woman? Who is this woman waving, trying to flag and get us off?
She don't play now.
Yeah. But it was great to have him on and to see how he was able to handle the NFL season, the rigors of an NFL season. Because you think about it, when he left, they didn't have the 12-team playoffs, so they only had the 14 playoffs. So you're playing, say, 15 games.
Yes, sir.
Well, when you factor in the preseason, bro, they still got another 6 games to go. So you think about, so that's if you play the 3 preseason games, 12 regular season games, that's a college season if you go all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't, well, you're done, and they didn't, and he didn't play the bowl game, so now he's done after 12 weeks.
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
That's three preseason games and 9 regular season games, and he's done.
Yeah.
So now think about it. You got another half a college season to go.
Yeah.
And so for him to understand what it takes to be a pro,
Right.
Professional, he's a professional athlete. A pro is how you go about doing your business.
Yes.
And to see how he is a pro in the utmost sense, it's a thing. It's a treat. It's a thing of beauty to witness.
And you can tell by the way he carries himself, the way he talks. So he's perfect for the position, especially when it comes to being a leader of men, being able to command the huddle, get with veterans in there, and to be able to act and be mature in the way he is now. And you can tell it started at home.
Yes.
It started at home.
I love to see the support system that he has with him. His mom is always by his side, rightfully so. She obviously she's known him the longest. Always will have his best interest in mind, and I love to see that. I love to see us come together. I love to see that support system that he has. I mean, he has a group of very strong women by his side, and so that's great to see. That was Jaden Daniels, who's going to be Rookie of the Year. Honors awards are tomorrow night, and so that's when he'll get crowned AP NFL Rookie of the Year. Some very, very select few people have won that award. It's a thing of beauty, and he's very, very deserving, and I'm happy to see it. But, Ocho, this game, man, I mean, I go back and forth with this game, Ocho. I really do. I understand what the Eagles possess defensively. Vic Fangio, he likes to play nickel defense.
Right.
He wants to keep Cooper DeJean on the field. So, in other words, he wants to play what we call a 4-2-5.
Yes, sir.
4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 DBs. The question is the Chiefs, when they go with their 2 tight ends, because they like to play that a lot. Noah Gray, Travis Kelce on the field simultaneous. We know they don't have a problem throwing out of that formation because they're hoping you bring big personnel out there, and that leaves a mismatch. Now you got a linebacker. Now you got big people trying to cover Travis Kelce, who's basically a pumped-up wide receiver.
Yeah.
I think he's the GOAT tight end, but we know what he does in the receiving game. And Noah Gray, who's had an outstanding season because when teams were taking Travis Kelce away, he was the guy that was stepping up and catching touchdowns. And I was like, Ocho. I was like, hey, man, y'all need to cover Noah Gray. He's the one that's getting open catching 4 or 5 touchdowns. Y'all need to leave me be. But it's very interesting because they're going to have to find a way to control that boy dog in the middle, which is Jalen Carter.
Yes, sir.
He's the guy. He can win MVP of the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
He has that kind of ability.
Absolutely. But this is the thing about the Chiefs. When it comes to the Chiefs, I think about offensively. You watch them throughout the entirety of the season. You never know who day is going to be.
Nope.
You never know who day is going to be. One day it might be Pacheco, it might be Noah Gray, it might be Travis Kelce, it might be Xavier Worthy. Hell, it might be DeAndre Hopkins. That's why I think Fangio's job is going to be so difficult from a defensive standpoint because you don't know who day is going to be. And Patrick Mahomes is one who's not going to make mistakes. I'm going to take what you give me, and if we got to march 98 yards down the field, I can do that without putting the ball in harm's way. On the flip side of the ball, for the Chiefs, as good as Spags is with that defense, how do you stop 26?
That's the thing.
How do you stop 26? And I understand the game plan probably is, if Jalen Hurts beats me, I can live with that.
Yeah, I'm not letting Saquon.
A.J. Brown beat me, Devontae Smith beat me, I can live with that. But I give you hella height, hold on. I give you water. I give you water in hell.
Yeah, no. Come hella high water.
Come hella high water. 26 ain't getting it done.
Correct.
It ain't gonna be him.
No.
At all.
And because we know, and the thing you have to prevent those explosive plays, Ocho.
Yes, sir.
Because the Eagles are built a little differently.
What's up, boy?
Marty.
Well, they do you good? All right.
The thing that the Eagles are built differently than a lot of teams.
Yes, sir.
They're built to be explosive in the run game.
Yes, sir.
Efficient in the passing game.
Yeah.
Most teams want to be explosive in the pass game, efficient in the run game. But there are very few teams that have a back like Saquon that can hit his head on the goalpost
from anywhere
on the field.
Yeah.
And so now when you have a guy that can do that, okay, Jalen, we're not going to ask you to throw the ball 40 times a game, but we ask you to be efficient. Take what they give you, some shallow crosses, some smoke routes, some bubble screens. We're not asking you to push the ball down the field continuously like you see a Joe Burrow, like you see some of these other quarterbacks in the league. And he's done a great job. When he takes care of the football, the Eagles have an excellent chance of winning. When he puts the ball in harm's way, that's when they open themselves up to now you can get yourself beat.
But I think that's what Spags is going to do. You know, most of the time, obviously, it's a certain game. Spags, they always do what they do. They always play two shell.
Yeah.
until you run them up out of there. Now, if they have success running the ball offensively, the Eagles are one of the few teams where their style of play is like back in our day. You run the ball to open up the pass.
Correct.
You run the ball to open up the pass. So if they find a way to stop or contain, maybe not stop, contain, and don't allow him to hit his head off the goalpost and have big gains, then it's going to come down to the arm of Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
It's going to come down to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith being efficient in the pass game. I'm curious what's going to happen.
You have to concede something.
Yeah.
You can't take away everything.
No, you can't.
What do we feel they do the best? I feel they run the football the best.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to take away. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts can't throw the football. Clearly, he can.
Yeah.
He's been a Pro Bowl player. He finished, second or third in the MVP voting one year. So I'm not trying to minimize his ability to throw the football, but I'm saying it is my estimation, looking at what the Eagles do and watching them the entire season, they run the ball better than they throw it.
Yes.
If I'm Spags, I am going to make them throw it in this game better than they run it.
Right.
Because we've seen them come playoff time, and for the most of the regular season, them run people off the field.
Yeah.
So that would be my approach. Please, guys, thank you for joining us for Nightcap again. Brought to you by Boost Mobile. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store, boostmobile.com, to join their nationwide 5G network. Please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Thank you guys for joining us early this morning. We appreciate your support and your continued support. Please make sure you check out Shea by LaPortier. What better way to celebrate 2025 and potentially your team winning than with a bottle of Shea by LaPortier? Now, if you cannot find Shea in a city or state near you, order it and we will ship it directly to your door. Please drink responsibly and please stay safe. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms. That's Shay Media. And my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. Everything just restocked. Use code Super Bowl for an additional 10% off. We also drop beanies in every color. We've also introduced gift cards available in from $25 to $500. This takes the guesswork out and lets someone special pick exactly what they want. Tickets for our Super Bowl show tomorrow in New Orleans are on sale now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat, February the 6th in New Orleans at the Mahalia Jackson Theater. Be there. Big guests are lined up. Coach Prime, Master P, Juvenile, Flavor Flav, James Harrison are already pulling up. Appreciate you, bro. Ocho, Myles Garrett has requested a trade. As a kid, dreaming of the NFL, all I was focused on was the ultimate goal of winning a Super Bowl. And these goals fuel me today more than ever. While I love calling this city my home, my desire to win and compete on the biggest stages won't allow me to be complacent. The goal was never to come to Cleveland, to go from Cleveland to Canton. It has always been to compete for and win a Super Bowl. With that in mind, I've requested to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. Ocho.
I told you that was coming. Didn't I tell you that? I told you that a few shows ago. I knew it was coming at some point. In order to compete for a Super Bowl, for one, defense, you can do all you do. You can do all you can. You can be the greatest defense end of all time. But until you have someone on the other side of that ball that gives you that chance and opportunity to reach a Lombardi or get there, he understands that. He understands that. And right now, his career, I wouldn't say it's going to waste because he's playing very well. He's playing very well. If he was to be, say if it was the end of the day, he's still a Hall of Famer. He's still a Hall of Famer. But he understands that in order to contend for contend for a Lombardi, a trophy, or even have a chance, you got to be in a position, for one, a team that has a quarterback.
Yes.
You got to. And so he understands that. So I understand him requesting his trade. I knew that was going to happen, especially after the quarterback carousel that he's had to deal with, for how many years now?
Well, I think Myles came in 2017?
I mean, ain't no telling how many quarterbacks he's had to deal with, and now, it's come to a head. You know what? I don't have that many more years left. I need to go somewhere where I can contend for a Super Bowl. I gave Cleveland all I can to this point.
Yeah.
Be fair to me and allow me to achieve a childhood dream of having a chance at a goddamn Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think the thing is, Ocho, he's going to command 2 first rounders.
Yes, sir.
Probably more, maybe even a player. You see what Seattle got for Russell Wilson.
Yes, sir.
they got players, 2 first rounders, 2 second rounders, and a third.
Right.
You look at some of the other transactions that have happened. Myles Garrett is an apex. He's an alpha. He's an all-pro. A guy that's had 14 sacks at least the last 4 seasons. He's had double-digit sacks, I think, 6 of the last 7 seasons. And so we know what he represents. But at some point in time, it's just not enough.
Right.
And he's eligible for a contract extension.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Bring it up? Oh, okay. I guess I need to bring it up. Just, you guys couldn't hear me, so sorry about that. Minnesota, you hear the 49ers, potentially the Rams.
Ooh.
You hear the Lions. You hear potentially the Packers. You hear some of the teams. Because here's the thing.
Right.
Okay, if I'm Cleveland, I'm getting them out of the AFC.
Oh, so there's no chance. There's no chance. Wait a minute. Stay with me real quick. We have Trey Henderson, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's ability to be able to pay him what he's worth.
Right.
The value that he can get on the open market.
Right.
Is there any chance you see Mount Garrett being traded into division right to Cincinnati?
Hell no.
Okay.
I'm getting them out of the AFC. What
Okay,
you mean
I'm just asking.
Damn
I'm just
the
asking.
division. I'm getting them out of the AFC.
Okay.
I don't want to run the risk of having to see him. He's going to Green Bay. Detroit, Green Bay, 49ers. Hey, give me your best offer.
Right. Okay.
Somebody give me your best offer.
Right.
Because now look, if somebody in the AFC gives me 2-3 first rounders,
Right.
I ain't got no choice.
Exactly.
But I think, Detroit, pairing him with Aiden Hutchinson. Remember, Ocho,
That's not
how
fair.
many points they gave up in the playoff
Yes.
game. We saw this there are some times that they were giving up a bunch of points, but their offense was outscoring. You
Right.
can't always be reliant on your offense to outscore people.
Right.
You see the 49ers. They bring back Robert Saleh. We know he loves to attack the quarterback. Can you imagine Bosa on one side,
And
Myles Garrett on the other
that's
side,
not fair.
with Warner in the middle?
That's not fair.
And so that's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be a little difficult because they've got to pay the quarterback per.
Right.
Now, you hear reports they're trying to structure a deal, something like 3 years, $40 million a year.
Right.
That's between
That's
he and his
fair.
agent.
That's fair.
If they're going to be willing to settle for that. But for me, Myles Garrett requesting a trade just goes to show you money can't buy you happiness.
No.
Myles Garrett is one of the highest paid defensive ends.
Yes, sir.
You get tired of losing.
No matter
Now,
how much you're making.
you can tell people that say, "Oh, I'll just be happy and complacent and content."
No, you wouldn't.
That's easy to say because you don't win.
Yeah.
When you want to win and you, what the hell you think? Grego, what's up, bro? What's up, bro?
Greg, what's up, baby? You good?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm
been a
here.
while.
I'm here.
Mornings at Bomarito's training.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You still? What you training for?
I'm not training for nothing. I'm not training for nothing. We used to work out together
Yeah.
down in Miami.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Years ago,
A
Bomarito.
long time ago.
We're joined by Greg Olson, one of the great play-by-play guys. Actually, your color. You're not play-by-play. Your color. One of the great color guys, young, up and coming. Let me ask you this. Forget football. What's been the biggest thing from you to do? How were you able to become so good, so quick at doing this job, Greg?
It's funny when people ask me about it, there's actually a lot of lessons that I learned, from playing, right?
Okay.
Just routine, preparation. Every Monday is a Monday. Every Tuesday is a Tuesday. And leaning into a lot of those things throughout the course of the week as a player, I didn't know any different, right? So when they said, all right, we got a game next Sunday and you're going to call it, I just fell back to what I knew, which is study the game. I love watching football. I love asking questions. And you have to be very willing to be like, you know what, I don't know a lot about this. I'm going to find people who really know it, and I'm going to pick their brain. I'm going to talk to great coaches. I'm going to talk to front office guys. I'm going to talk to defensive coordinators. How do you put together your blitz package? Learn as many different aspects of the game. Organize it in your mind. Organize your thoughts. And then just lay out the game, stay with the game, follow it, and try to do it in a way that is interesting, it's insightful, and try to add value. And I'm still learning. I don't pretend to know it all, but I just love learning the craft of calling the games. And it's been a great transition for me since I'm done playing.
Listen, I've watched you transition obviously from playing the game to doing play-by-play or color commentary, like coaches said. Obviously, your discipline and your work ethic has allowed you to do so. Now, I'm thinking about someone in my position who has never done anything of that magnitude. is it possible in any way that I could probably learn, if I could minimize my cursing a little bit, I can learn to do color commentary, or is that something you think I should stay away from?
No, I think anybody can learn it, right? So the inherent, the underlying foundation of all of it is guys who love football, guys who want to continue to learn it, guys who want to continue to stay up with the trends and follow it and dive into it. Anybody can do it, right? Then it's just communicating it in a little bit of a different setting.
Right.
Simplicity.
And that was probably the biggest transition for me. I'm a talker. I love conversation. I could sit here with you two for 3 hours, and we could talk about whatever. But that's not the broadcast. We have commercial breaks. We have referees. We have game breaks, and you get 15 seconds. That was probably the biggest thing, is just the tempo and kind of the rhythm of the broadcast. Right. Everyone has a lot to say. Can you say a little bit, make an impact, but also not overdo it? I think that's still the balance that I'm still trying to find.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing for me is that what I've noticed is you're talking about it as it's happening versus talking about something that's already happened or something that you perceive to happen. So like pregame, postgame is entirely different than doing color because you're talking as it's happening.
Yeah, and I think the battle, at least the way I try to do it, is I try not to tell you what you're seeing.
Right.
Because you already see it, right? I don't want to narrate the replay.
Okay.
I don't want to just talk over what you're already seeing. Because I think to most fans nowadays are very educated. People are listening. They're listening to shows. They're listening to weekly and weekend stuff. Tell them why they're seeing it. Maybe take their eyes away from the ball. What led to this play being really successful?
Right.
What led to this read or this wide receiver route? Like, was it was a pick, but did the receiver not get flat enough on his inside break and dig route? Take people into the why, the thought process. That's the part I enjoy the most. Everyone can see it was a nice catch.
Right.
Everyone can see it was a sack. Why?
Right.
Tell us why and what the counter is going forward. That's the game that I think is the fun part to lay out.
There have been a lot of conversations. You did a great thing. I mean, your first couple of years in, you're calling the Super Bowl. And you end the Super Bowl and you called it excellent game. Chiefs, 49ers. Tom comes in, obviously Tom's the number one, but knowing you the way I know you and the competitor, you want to be back in that number. You want to call Super Bowl. You want to call NFC, AFC championship game.
Yeah, and again, your first question where I said so many of the lessons that I put into the broadcasting are things that were from my playing days. It was no different than as a player. You weren't just content to be on the roster. You wanted to be the starter.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't just content to be a starter. You wanted to be a Pro Bowler. There was always something else, and that's the same thing now to take into broadcast. And again, I'm always clear, like, me and Tom have a really good relationship. We've gotten to know each other. There's no personal animosity. He's not my enemy. And I said this, him being good doesn't not make me good, and him being bad doesn't make me better. Like, it's not connected. Like, I want to inherently just be good at it. I want to call top games. I want to chase the biggest games, the biggest audiences, and bring out the biggest moments of the game. I want to be the voice of that. That doesn't mean I don't like him. I don't hate him. My relationship with Fox is great. My relationship with Tom and Kevin and Aaron Andrews is great. But I want to get back to that seat that I was in, and that's not a personal thing. That's just the way it works.
Right. Matter of fact, speaking of seats,
Appreciate you.
I don't know who I need to talk to, but I'm sure the powers might be that see this. I want to do color commentary and play-by-play this year.
Well, there you go.
Okay, I'm putting it out there.
Great,
So
appreciate it. Best of luck,
appreciate
man.
you calling me out, man. This was fun.
Appreciate you.
Good to see you, baby. Good to see you, boss. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Chase it, man.
I got you.
All right.
Color commentary coming up.
Yes. No.
No? Why?
Because it's ad lib. It's right there in the moment. You got to call as you see
I
it.
like
not
that.
something that's already happened.
You!
What's up, bro? How
Mike,
you
what's
doing?
up, what? They do, what? You good?
Joining us now, Nightcap, Michael Pittman Jr.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I'm fumbling around here. Here we go.
Bro, how you doing?
Good.
You good?
Appreciate y'all.
Congratulations on a great season individually, not the season that you wanted to have team-wise. What do you guys need to do in order to have success where you're in the playoffs or you're contending for a championship?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really, really tough question, but
Wait. Be honest. Don't
All
be
right,
politically
all
correct.
right.
Not here.
okay.
Be straight up, like we in the
Okay.
barbershop now.
Yeah. all right. So we have to have those tough conversations as, as men, right?
Yes, sir.
and we need to call guys up, right? Like just like not like calling them out, like just like call them up to like our
We need
standard.
more. We expect more.
Yeah, and that starts with everybody. Like that starts with me. That starts with every single person, and we just got to find ways to close that gap because there's so many games that like.
You were close.
Like just like we were so close and we just let it slip.
Now I got a question. Now you speak about that gap, right? And obviously everyone's goal at the beginning of the season is you want to compete to be in San Francisco this year coming up, next year, obviously.
Yeah.
What gaps do you think need to be filled in from an acquisition standpoint, offensively or defensively, that can help you guys get to that end goal?
Honestly, I think that we have a lot of our core guys.
Right.
And like before I can focus on anybody else, like I got to focus on everything that I got to do. Like I didn't have my best season. I mean, now there are some things that happened, but just like focusing like all on myself, like I have to do things to produce in any type of situation, injury, like just like, like just like guys are like out there hurt too. So,
Right.
So,
Okay.
There was a lot made of the situation. I think it was the Texans game. Your quarterback scrambled. He ended up taking himself out of the game. I guess there was a team meeting. There were conversations that were had. The coach ended up benching him for a game, not a week. He got benched one game, a couple of games, and then I think Flacco filled in or whomever came in for him. What was those conversations like? Because I'm telling you, as a player that has been in the locker room, has been a leader, that's frowned upon when we feel a guy left us out there to dry. Because the one thing is, it's kind of like it's nothing compared to the military. So military folks, don't get me wrong. But it's like we leave no man behind. It's that we're out here together, we're going to fight together, we're going to win together, we're going to lose together. But the one thing we're not going to do is leave the other guys behind. What was that conversation that you had to have with your quarterback? Because I believe he's going to be there for an extended period of time, Michael Pittman Jr., and you guys are going to need him.
Yeah, we actually had all of our team, leaders from every single position group, and we kind of had an hour-long meeting, and we talked about everything. Like, it wasn't just centered around that. Like, it was everybody. But I think that was a good learning experience for him to know that is not the standard and that he can't do that and stuff like that. So it's all just learning, and I think that he handled that period of time well. Because everybody was like crashing on him, right? So we saw him show up earlier. We saw him put in more work and like kind of do the things necessary to kind of earn everybody's trust back.
I like that. Did you notice the difference from that time that before that to the time that happened to after that? Did you notice a noticeable improvement in him?
Absolutely. Like from like just like after that benching, I felt like he came out and he really was playing a lot better.
You know what? I got a question. People at home, people that are watching, we always get to see the finished product, right? The finished product of a player and what they do. You get to see them on Sundays. What do you think you need to work on as far as your game is concerned and how you can better being a better receiver? Because I know you're not where you want to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that my next step is being able to recognize coverage at a level that a quarterback can, right? Because, like, I mean, like, I can see coverage, but like I see like half of the field,
right?
And I'm not as good as just like a Patrick Mahomes,
right?
Obviously, because like he can read the entire field and do it quickly. So just getting like to that point.
Yeah. But anytime before you go, anytime if you get to that point, the game slows down tremendously. Yeah. No matter how many bluffs, no matter how many disguises they do, you already know what's coming based off tendencies and down and distance. But when you get to that point, boy, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. When you go outside and you line up, are you looking across the field at the other side to see what's going on over there?
No, well, I mean, I'm really focused on corner,
safety.
Nickel, safety.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And then like if it's corner, backer, safety, and like if it's nickel, dime, or like if that backers like are like mugged up, like it's going to be pressure. But rarely do I ever get to scan the whole field because like I'm thinking about, hey, like I'm going to give him like this move here, and if he brings his hands up, like I'm going to do this. If that doesn't work, then I got to do that.
Right.
So yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Like we broke it down, down in distance, area of the field, for who they have on the field, and it would dictate kind of the coverage. Now, they might switch it up.
Oh, yeah.
But down in distance, where we on the field, we know 85% of the time they like to run this. Down in distance, area of the field, where we are, we backed up. We at midfield. We in plus territory. We're in the red zone. Yeah. So that gave me a little bit of an insight. Now, I was different because I learned as a tight end because I'm looking at fronts. They're going to play certain fronts. They're going to play certain coverages behind certain fronts.
Yeah.
Now, you're not really looking at that. So now if you like take a look back like, okay, they got 4 down linemen, okay, blah, blah, blah. They're playing nickel, 4-2-5, okay. They're playing dime, they're playing 4-1-6, okay. It'll give you a tip. It'll give you a heads up of what the potential is. Not always. Don't go chasing ghosts. But you'll have that extra step. And you know sometime a half an inch is all it takes between you being open or you being close.
That's all it is, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So what you're doing down for the Super Bowl, what are you promoting?
Yeah, so I'm here with Toyota. I've actually been working with them for a whole year now.
Okay.
So we're down here supporting the future generation of athletes. And then they also have something for fans here at the Super Bowl experience where they can go sit in cars with team Toyota athletes. So it's a really cool deal.
That's dope.
Right.
That's dope.
Hey, Michael, appreciate you. Tell your dad I said hello.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Glad you're doing well, man. Congratulations. Continued success.
Oh, yeah.
And good luck next year, man. Hey, better when the Colts are in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Pittman Jr. joined us on behalf of Toyota. It is great to see these young fellas come out, do their thing. Get very excited to see. The NFL is in great hands, Ocho.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
People think like, oh, this. No. Guys are going to come and guys are going to go. Eventually, we saw Peyton leave. We saw Brady leave. We see Drew Brees leave. And then you see Mahomes and you see Burrows and you see Lamar Jackson. You see the Josh Allens and the running backs leave and you get Derrick Henry and you get Saquon. You get all these
It's a young man.
wide receivers.
It's a young man's game.
Yeah, and so the NFL is in great hands with these young and up and coming superstar players that are and it's very, very, very exciting to see. But back to Myles Garrett, Ocho.
Yeah.
I just think that's a situation where he doesn't really have a choice. He can sit there and they can pay him a ton of money.
Yeah, no.
But what good is a ton of money? Bro, I'm trying to
He's already made a ton of money, huh?
Yes.
Money's not the factor at this point. I really want to win. He truly wants to win because you think about this isn't even his character.
Yeah.
He's not the type to add. He barely even talk.
Yeah.
So
true.
he's fed up. He understands my window of opportunity is very short.
Yes.
I would love to compete or at least try, at least be in contention.
That's all you can hope for.
That's it. That's all you can hope for. So I'm sure, listen, the Cleveland Browns organization, Myles Garrett has done right by you for a very long time. He's given you all he has. The fans should be able to understand that and allow him and grace him the opportunity to seek that trade and give him a chance to win the title.
Because it gets tough at midseason, you're not going to the playoffs. So guess what? I got it down here. It's cold.
Yes.
Cleveland is cold.
Yes.
We practicing outside, and I ain't got. All I'm doing is trying to finish out the season strong. The only thing I got to look forward to, Ocho, is the Pro Bowl, potentially making All Pro.
Yeah.
Maybe win individual awards. Well, he's been to the Pro Bowl. He's been on the first team All Pro. He's been Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Okay, so there has to be a next step.
Yeah.
There has to be a maturation process where I'm competing for a championship.
Yeah. That's the only thing left.
That's it.
That's the only thing left for him.
That's it. And sometimes people don't understand that. I believe two things can be true. I believe you can make a ton of money and chase a championship.
Yeah, you can.
You can. Because somebody, I just want to get the back. Nah, bro. I'm telling you, when you make money and you invest that kind of time because you're away from your family, you lifting those weights, what you eat, how you dedicate yourself, and then you out there, man, it's cold, it's 10 degrees outside, man.
It's one thing to put in all the work on all those years. To put in all the work, the money's good. The money's always a good thing.
Yes.
But to put in the kind of work Myles Garrett has done to date, to this point, and then not have the chance to reach the pinnacle of your childhood dream. There's steps. There's a process to it.
Absolutely.
Getting to the league. Okay, cool. Achieving the accolades. Okay, I've done that. Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, I've been to Pro Bowls. I've been to All Pros. What's next?
Yeah.
It's only one thing that's next.
Yeah, first pick. I mean, think about it. First pick in the draft. Defensive Player of the
He
Year.
lived up to everything.
Yes.
He lived up to all of that.
Yes. Now he wants to be one of those guys to get to and contend. Not necessarily. It's like, I think he can. obviously the ultimate goal is to reach the promised land, to
Right.
be here playing in New Orleans, or next year be playing in San Francisco. But at least give me that opportunity. I need that opportunity. And if it doesn't happen, bro, I gave it 13, 14, 15, however long he's going to play.
Right.
I gave it everything I possibly could to achieve that.
Yeah.
But he knows for the foreseeable future that is not possible in Cleveland.
No. And then, you know what? The fans, hopefully the fans understand that. I know how they are when players ask for a trade. They get upset, they get mad because their loyalty is to the team. But understanding what Myles Garrett has done for that team through the entirety of his career, when they were losing, always showing up, I would hope they understand, and I would hope management and the people upstairs also understand that you can continue to build, and this is and trade him with some value and continue to build for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, they need a quarterback. They need more pieces, and I think the pieces that you can get for a Myles Garrett, you'd love to be in a situation to keep Myles, but Myles has made it abundantly clear.
Right.
He wants to move on. He wants an opportunity to compete, and I don't believe none of these guys that's coming in the draft is Jaden Daniels.
No.
Or has that kind of ability, and I don't think the team is that close. And I've said this before, I think Cleveland is further away than what Washington was.
Right.
And so with that being said, go ahead, package him, get 2 first rounders, get a second rounder, third rounder, maybe a potential player back.
Yeah.
And start the building process. They're going to take a quarterback. They're going to take a quarterback, Cleveland.
Ooh.
I don't know which quarterback, but they're going to take one.
Well, there's only 2 available.
Well, first of all, Deshaun's not going to be available.
Right, because he's missing this entire season.
He tore the Achilles and he retore
Tore it. So who we talk about? Cam Ward, Shador.
That's going to be the value. That's going to be a very, very interesting valuation process. They different skill set. Cam is more athletic. I think Shador is more accurate. You look at it, both played against top competition. Shador, coached by his father, has been a quarterback his entire life. I think Cam Ward has been a quarterback his entire life. It's just going to come back down to, okay, which guy do we feel
Fits our system.
Fits our system, and we can turn the keys over to him. I think both guys, because at the end of the day, when I'm taking a player that high, Ocho, I want to be able to sit my phone down, and if I put it on silent, I ain't got to worry about it.
You got to worry about nothing. Yeah.
I ain't got to worry about getting no
Right.
call. Hey, I'm sorry, Coach Stefanski, we got a problem. I don't believe either guy you'll have to worry about receiving that call from.
Absolutely not.
And so that's going to be – this is when GMs make their money.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, if I'm in a spot – because you're picking high and you got to choose. I mean, hey, if I'm in the 20th spot and the guy falls to me, he lands in my lap.
Right.
I mean, Brett Veach trading up to take Patrick Mahomes and trading up to take Xavier Worthy.
Right.
That's when you earn it. I mean, if I just stand pat and I'll just take, okay, I'm in the 16th slot. Okay, I take that guy and that guy turns out to be great. He don't really do nothing.
Yeah.
But when you got to make a decision, you this high, knowing that you take a quarterback right now, Ocho, you don't want to take another quarterback for another 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the hard part. Finding that quarterback where you don't have to take one for another 15 years. Whatever Harry Roseman and Lurie are doing over there with the Eagles, listen, the NFL has always been a copycat league, especially when it comes to watching film and things that you see work on other teams with opponents coming up that you're playing.
Yes.
Well, the GMs need to do the same thing.
Right.
Whatever the Hunts are doing, whatever Lurie and Harry Roseman doing, they need to copycat. The other GMs need to copycat what they see the Eagles do.
But Howie had to know something. They had just gave Carson Wentz a ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
And you take a quarterback in the second round, Ocho?
Yeah, but he got the injury, remember?
But no,
You need a security blanket.
but he had already come off that injury.
Oh.
And I gave him a boatload of money, Ocho. Normally we don't see that. Imagine you pay a defensive lineman that kind of money, and then you turn around and then like boom. I don't think the Eagles taking another D lineman. You got Jalen Carter, you got Jordan Davis, you got Williams. I don't think them taking unless, like I said, he knew something.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Boom. You know what? I mean, you hear all these rumblings that how he was as a teammate. You see how he was not willing to take the coaching. See, they see things and they know things that the general population
Can't see.
are not privy to.
Right.
And so now it's not a surprise given what we know about said situation.
Right.
It's almost like the Luka. Luka, people. This is what gets me about.
I still don't get
it. Man, I don't care if he's 300 pounds. See, people love spending other people's money. You would care if it was your 350 million. Now, a restaurant give you bad service, you won't go back. That's $40, $50 for a meal.
But also, when you look at it, I look at it from a fan's perspective. You look at the output and what he produces when he's on the court.
Yes.
It outweighs, and it's the value is there.
Does it outweigh 350 million? See,
Man,
that's what they're looking at, Ocho. They're like, yeah, I get it, but he ain't gonna always be 24. He's not gonna always be 25. So what happens when he gets 26, 27, 28? And if he has some of those, what's being reported, now all of these are reports.
Right.
You and I are not there. We can just base on what they. But in order for them, and like I said, people are killing Nico Harrison. But when you make a move this big,
right,
it goes up higher than Nico.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Nico is the face of it. Nah, it's just like anything. When you make a trade for Peyton Manning or you make a trade for Tom Brady, you go get the owner's blessings.
Oh yeah.
And if the owner says no,
you ain't got no choice.
Just the same thing Coach Saban, when he talked about on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, they wanted to sign Drew Brees, but he had an injury. Management said, nah.
That shoulder, yeah.
And so Nico is taking the brunt of it, and that's what you have to do.
Yes,
sometimes, Ocho, you got to be the face of bad decision, or what seems to be a bad decision. But now everybody's saying, well, what happens when they don't want to pay that Supermax contract? Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah. Man, listen, I think things are going to work out because if there are issues internally, especially with Luka as far as working out, weight, he's at the right place.
He would go.
He at the right place.
Let's see. Now, if Houston, not Houston, if OKC don't give Shai Gilgeous that max contract, then I'm gonna say, okay, the owners are trying to save money. The owners don't want to spend don't want to pay these max contracts.
Whoa! They can't play with Shai like that.
Why not?
You can't. Because he's the complete opposite. Shai has that same DNA as Kobe. Shai has that same DNA as Michael Jordan. Ain't no issues off the court. He works. Boy, don't do that.
See what you just did?
Don't do that.
He had no issues where?
Off the court.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
See?
Oh, he gonna get that max.
But see, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna see the young guys that have been at a team for 5+ years, 6 years, and now they're eligible for that Supermax.
Yeah.
It'd have been interesting to see if Nikola Jokic is able. Now, if the Nuggets say, nah, we ain't about to pay Nikola no $350 million.
Man, please.
See?
Please. Now, when I think about Jokic and I think about Luka, what's the difference? What's the difference? Same style of play, same methodical movement, efficient when they ball, no weaknesses.
But what you call
liability on defense a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. But here's the thing. Now,
what's the difference?
This is Jokic says, I was fat. I realized I was drinking too much I was drinking too much soda. I cut the sodas out. I dropped 20 pounds and boom. Boom. Boom is 3 of the last 4 years, he's been the MVP. The next year he didn't win it, he was second.
Right.
He's won a final. He's been to the finals. He's won finals MVP. I think a lot of that goes because I think the thing is, Ocho, like when you look at what a young guy that has issue, I don't want him to become an old guy with issues. And I definitely don't want to become an old guy with issues when I got to pay him $70 million a year.
Woo. I got you.
It's the cashier at McDonald's has a different responsibility than the manager. See, the guy that got the keys to open up the restaurant, he can't be late. The cook can be late because we got somebody else that can get on the grill.
Get on the grill. Right.
The guy that got the keys to the store, he can't be late.
Right.
Because the muffins need to be coming out there at 5:30.
Yes, sir. Because I'm gonna be in line.
We had Michael Pittman Jr. He talked about the situation with Anthony Richardson, that the leaders in every group, running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, D-line, and they had a conversation.
Yeah.
Everybody, you can't do Ocho. You and I think the thing is sometimes, Ocho, because when you play a sport, you see things differently. And things that fans or casual fans is like, blah, 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 that doesn't work in a locker room, guys.
At all.
It's a different mentality in a locker room. It's a different mentality than a normal workplace. And so, and I thought he did a great job of explaining it and saying, look, we let him know. He said it. He started being, first one in, last one to leave.
Mm-hmm.
How can a quarterback not be the first one in and the last one to leave, Ocho?
Yeah.
With all the responsibility that's on his plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, okay, if you want to be a long snapper, hey, you come in like 5 minutes before you leave soon as practice over. Them guys ain't got no meetings.
Right.
They're the only position. With special team, they ain't got no meeting. The kicker, the punter, what you mean for? They gonna snap you the ball, you gonna punt it.
Right.
Hey, Clay, we gonna kick the ball, okay, stuff like that. But most of the time, kickers, punters, snappers, they don't have special team
They
meetings.
on their own program.
Yeah, they do their own thing.
program. Yeah.
But for me, I just didn't understand it, and I'm glad they had the conversation with him.
He gonna be all right though.
Yeah.
He gonna be all right.
Sometimes
Too much talent.
Sometimes, Ocho, you need a wake up call like this, because he was so talented. I'm not so sure they ever had these tough conversations with him at Florida.
Right.
And sometimes guys try to come in with tough conversation. When you don't have these tough conversations, he's always been supremely talented, high school, college, and so they're not going to have these kinds of conversations. But in the NFL, when they paying you that kind of money,
Oh
they
yeah,
can have those conversations.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And rightfully so.
Oh yeah.
Andy Reid says he'll coach at least one more season.
At least one.
That's what he said.
I'm not buying that. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is buying that. I think what Andy Reid has the ability to do as a head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs is do something that's never been done before. And they could probably run the gauntlet for another 2 or 3 years. They can run the gauntlet for another 2 or 3 years. Even if Travis Kelce decides to retire, they are so good, or Patrick Mahomes is so good, you can plug and play. Travis Kelce, Cheetah leaves, Tyreek Hill leaves, plug and play. Super Bowl, man, not just one, 2 of them. Travis Kelce leaves, you plug and play. You find someone else. You got Noah Gray, he takes over the spot.
I go make a trade for my Kyle Pitts.
Ooh, that's not fair.
I go make a trade for Kyle Pitts.
That's not fair. That's unfair. Again,
that's what I'm going to do.
That's why I just said you plug and play. You lose one, you bring someone else in.
Right.
Now he's a little different than Travis Kelce. Different styles of play. Right. He can get it done. I'm not sure how they would use him based on him being as athletic as he is. He's a little different than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, he is.
But man, listen. As long as you got that 15 over there, man, the Kansas City Chiefs are basically the Tom Brady and Belichick of this era.
Who's the coaching waiting? Or is he on staff? Is it Spags? Is it Nagy? Do they go outside?
You can't go outside because you want to keep the continuity. You want to keep the same offense. You want to keep the same mindset. You want to keep the same culture. So how do you do that? It has to be somebody that's already under Andy Reid that can come in and take over. If anything, it would be Spags. It makes sense. It only makes sense. Or bring somebody, have Eric Bieniemy come back. Maybe not as the head coach, but as the play caller because he already knows the offense.
Right. That'd be very, very interesting. That'd be very, 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 very interesting to see. That I'm surprised that he said that he's only looking at one more year. It seems like, but look, the coaches, the responsibility that's on their plate, and the hours that they put in,
a lot.
And Andy's been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
99 was his first year as a head coach. So Andy's been coaching. He was with the 49. He was with the 49ers. He was on Coach Walsh staff. Then Mike brought him with him to Green Bay. So Andy's been coaching damn near 40 years. Because my brother, he was in Green Bay with my brother. My brother, and Mike Holmgren got there in '92, and he came with Mike from the 49ers. So
I don't see it happening. Because I'm gonna put myself in Andy Reid's shoes and understanding, not as a team, but the individual accolades. The individual achievements that I can achieve. There are some records that are right there within reach.
Yeah.
There's some records that are right there within reach for Andy Reid. I don't think he steps away from the game until he surpasses those records.
Ooh, that's gonna take him a while to Ocho. Coach Shula is 328 wins. I think 328.
Where's Andy Reid right now?
Andy Reid is at 273 regular season wins.
Right.
He's at 301, if I'm not mistaken, playoff wins. Total wins, 347 is the record. Coach Schuler.
He can get that, right? 10 wins a season. It's definitely possible.
Yeah. Ocho,
10 wins a season.
That's another. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, for another 6 seasons.
Yeah. Yes, it's possible. You got that 15, man.
Oh yeah, I know.
He's special.
But the question is, it's not whether or not it's possible. Do I want to put that kind of time in? Because that's what it is. That's what it is.
You know what? At this point, that car can run itself. When you have a special player like that, when Peyton Manning was with the Colts, who ran everything?
Oh, Peyton.
The car can run itself. Patrick Mahomes has got to the point where he's as good as he is. It can run itself.
Good.
It can run itself. What's up, boy? You good? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ash, you give me notes when it's coming. Where? This thing. This is not. All right, guys, joining us on the set right now, Nightcap, day cap, Jalen Milroe, former quarterback of the Alabama Crimson Tide, who decided to give up his final year of eligibility to go into the NFL draft. Jalen, thanks for joining us. So, what are you repping in? You just here for the Super Bowl? What's going on? What are you selling?
Yeah, so I'm repping Auto Trader.
Okay.
They made this event possible for me. So I'm coming from Orange County, California, long day of travel.
Yeah.
And it's a great opportunity to be here. Definitely inspired, to understand why I'm here.
Right.
Super Bowl. Where I'm inspired to achieve my next dream, which is during the draft process right now. So, I'm representing Auto Trader today.
I got a question.
This is not where you really want to be. You want to be prepared for the game.
For the game, yeah.
But this is the first time, so hopefully in the
Yeah, for
future
real.
we don't see you back here again. Not in this. Not in this capacity.
No doubt, yeah.
Thinking about it, how has the process been getting ready for the draft?
Yeah, so the best thing right now, I'm able to pour into myself right now and invest in myself. One thing that's unique about the offseason is no shot clock. So you have time to develop, time to pour into things that you need to improve on. And so I'm around a lot of great people where I'm at. I'm in Orange County with Jordan Palmer and Mike White.
Jordan.
Yeah.
That was my backup, man. In Cincinnati, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm with them right now. So it's been fun to build each and every day and find beauty in the process.
Yeah.
So, what does Jalen Milroe need to work on in order for him to get to the level of quarterback that he wants to be and know that he can be? Because obviously there's some things that you need to work on. There's no finished products coming into the draft. There's no finished products once you enter the draft. But what is the most important thing you feel you need to work on?
Putting my body in the best way, fashion, as far as efficiency to make every throw on the football field.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, the exposure to the NFL. Although I lack experience, it's come from watching tape. It comes from being in that system. And so during this process, I've been able to do that. We're going to the Reese Bowl. We're going and working with Jordan Palmer. Being able to reflect on tape and acknowledge, where the area of weaknesses to strength, and why you're able to do that is by playing. So,
Right.
For me, the transformation from 2023 to 2024 being a first-year starter, then my final season in college, and so just an exposure piece, number one, but also just having this offseason to really narrow down how can I put myself in the best way efficiently to make every throw on the football field, because that's what's going to be needed when it comes to performing on Sundays, but also playing on time, playing on upright, and doing things the best way, fashion, so we can lead our offense to win.
What do you think is the biggest transition from high school to college to the pro? Although you haven't played in the pro yet, but I'm here. You said you're working with Jordan Palmer, and I'm sure those guys are telling you what you need to do. What do you think the biggest transition is going to be for you?
So it all starts with preparation. Preparation is so key. Taking care of your body is number one. You're making sure that you're getting the amount of sleep that you need, nutrition-wise, what you need to be fueling your body, all those things. Number three after that is how are you pulling guys along. Of course, you can talk X's and O's and stuff like that, but do I have a relationship with my receiver? Do I have a relationship with my tight end? Do I know how Ocho run his route? Do I know how you run your route? You just knowing each guy runs their route differently on the football field, and having that relationship with them is so important. And then when it talks to going to the NFL, it's all about how do you process the game? Everybody processes the game differently,
Correct.
but how often are you getting with your offensive coordinator, head coach, and something that I try to do is see football in the lenses of the play caller at the quarterback position so that we're moving in the right way, fashion, because coach is calling this play on third down because he saw this in preparation. It's just little things like that when it comes to being the best quarterback I can be. And so it's all start with preparation. You know, preparation builds confidence. You know, when you touch the field on Sunday, it's time to roll. It's not time to think. It's time to roll. It's time to trying to fall back to your level of training. And so the times where you make your mistakes in the preparation phase is going to help you out when it comes to Sundays. And so, like I mentioned, you know, what's unique about the offseason is no shot clock. So during that time frame, it's all about building.
I like it.
The thing that I've heard most about you is inconsistent. They said, look, the guy can make every throw on the field. He has a big-time arm. We know the kind of leg that he has. There haven't been very many quarterbacks to rush for 20 touchdowns in the season, pass for 20 touchdowns in the season in the SEC history. And we know what that conference represents. But when you hear that inconsistent, how does Jalen get better at those inconsistencies?
The objective is to win, right? So you can go back to the drawing board and, you know, fix whatever needs to be fixed, you know, fall back to what do you need to improve on. But each and every week that you have to play, the objective is to win. And so it's not, you know, worrying about external factors, worrying about what's been said or anything like that. It's all about what your teammates think of you, what your head coach think of you, your offensive coordinator think of you. Because during the journey, of course, you want plays back. You know, some games where my best game in college, I want some plays back.
Right.
So there's always some time where I could pour into, you know, looking at some things that I can get better at. Because, you know, one thing that's unique about us as athletes that we have strengths, we have weaknesses. And so something that is also a social norm that we overlook what's our strengths and what's to make us all unique. And so, of course, you know, I'm not a finished product. You know, some areas of growth that I definitely need to make strides to so I can lead properly when it comes to the NFL. But one thing I'm not going to lose sight of was most of my strengths and acknowledging that each week that I had to play the game, the objective is to win. No matter what it looks like, no matter if I have the most production or I have the less production, the objective is to win. And the mindset come from these two quarterbacks that's playing in the Super Bowl right now is win, baby, win.
You know what? When I look at you, I've watched you play. Extremely talented. Whether it's your legs, whether it's you putting the ball in the air, your ability to make all the throws. One of the things we always gauge quarterbacks off of is being on the left hash and being able to throw a 20-yard comeback on the opposite side of the field. You can do that. You got a rope on you. And watching you play, you have the ability to change the organization. You have the ability to change a franchise, similar to what Jaden Daniels did coming in, similar to what C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love have obviously done. If you get to the point where we know what your strengths are, forget your strengths. Take your weaknesses and make them stronger than what they are now and get everything balanced.
Right.
Boy, you all world. I've seen it with my own eyes. I don't need to be a scout. I don't need to be a GM. You special. And I'm telling you that right here in your face. I ain't never met you, but I ain't never seen you before, but I've seen you play. But I got an eye for the game, and I know what you can do. Boy, you're going to be all right. I'm telling you, you're going to be all right.
Appreciate you.
I'm going to get you out of here on the last question for me. What is the biggest difference between Coach Saban and Coach DeBoer?
So one thing that's for certain is the standard of excellence that they both present for a program. And distinguishing the two, I think the biggest thing about both of them is just how they run a program. It's just been a little different. But it's always go back to how they push each and everybody to be the best version of themselves on and out the field. You know, with Coach Saban was we achieved so much. You know, I had him for 3 years. But this past season with Coach DeBoer, it was our first year having a higher GPA that we had in school history as a football team. So we were able to achieve that, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many areas of wins, you know, when you can think about being a person. And so I was able to do that with Coach DeBoer and Coach Saban. And so for me, it's all about the knowledge base. I learned so much from Coach Saban, Coach DeBoer. One coach being offensive-minded, one being defensive-minded. So the area of growth of learning about each side of the ball. So, it's hard to distinguish the two because they both great at what they do.
Thank you for stopping by, Auto Trader Jalen Milroe. Best of luck in the future,
Appreciate
man,
you.
and thank you again.
No, thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Already? Yes, sir. Sure.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey,
Yep.
Hey, I got to pee, boy.
Go ahead.
Where it's at? You know where it's at?
I don't. Ask Jordan.
Ash, where the bathroom? Where is it? I done had too much.
Bathroom.
I done drank too much water.
Go. Ash, where'd you get? We got man, Pack, bring your ass on. Pack, what's up? Go to that dude. No, he had to go to the bathroom. No, he ain't late this time.
He late?
No, he ain't late this time.
Oh.
All right, joining us on the Nightcap set is Adam Pac-Man Joe. You go by Adam or you go by Pac?
I go by Pac. You ain't never called me Adam?
But we were told, like, when I was doing this on television, they said he don't want to be called Pac-Man anymore, and he wants to be called Adam. I say, since when? I just saw it this end in the barbershop a month ago, and everybody was calling him Pac. Ain't nobody ever called him Adam.
I don't know what Coach Marvin was thinking about when he said that to the media. I think that was a something with him. That had nothing to do with me.
All right, Pac, you're down here at the Super Bowl. You know the two teams that are in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Eagles. How do you see this matchup playing out?
Two teams are compatible, but Andy Reid having 2 weeks to prepare for this game. It's gonna be hard to beat Andy Reid. Andy Reid have a motherfucker wide open. I mean, the other week when they was in trips formation to the right, single receiver to the left side. He sent the two over in motion just to see what they was in man. And then he ran the little play with the pick out the backfield to the running back. How can tell me how the linebacker gonna make that play?
He can't.
There's no way.
He's not gonna make
What's up, man? You late?
No, I'm just fucking with you. And they sat on this play for the entirety of the game.
They did.
Not very, look, Ocho and I talked about this. There are not very many coaches in that situation is going to throw the ball because if you're going to stop the clock.
Yeah.
If that clock stops, now you give them an opportunity to get the ball back with a chance to go down and tie you or beat you. Yeah. He says, Patrick, and we saw this last year against the Baltimore Ravens. He said, even Valdez-Scantling, who had dropped several passes during the regular season, he threw the ball on third down. 30-plus yards down the field. Yeah. That's the kind of confidence that Andy has in 1-5, and confidence is well placed.
Yes, it is. And, man, you can look at them last week and look at them 4 weeks ago when they didn't have Worthy, they didn't have Checo. Now they all healthy, man. Worthy is, man.
He got better and better.
Fine, bro. Like, he is – that's one of the guys that ain't nobody talking about that can be MVP.
That's why I told you. Remember I told you earlier, you never know whose day it's going to be. When you watch the Chiefs all season long, every time they play, it's always somebody else's day. Yeah. Like you watch the Bengals play, you know it's going to be Chase. Yeah. Half the time, 90% of the time. You watch the Chiefs play, ain't no telling who day it's going to be.
Right.
One day it's Worthy, one day it's Kelsey, one day it's Noah Gray. So depending on what the Eagles do this game, well, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it is. Well, Andy Reid done played him already. He done beat him already one time. Like, so, I don't know, man. I cannot see Andy Reid. Because if the Chiefs lose, it's Andy Reid's fault. That's how I'm looking at it. And Andy Reid don't lose a game.
But, Pac, if you look at it, this defense is different than what they brought to the Super Bowl. Yeah. They got Jalen Carter. They got, I think Davis was there. He was there the last time they played. But if you look at Zach Braun, who's playing unbelievable.
Keon Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell.
Darius Slay.
You got Cooper DeJean. And it's that 2-6. The all-world running back that they have now that can hit his head on the goalpost. And we've seen it from anywhere on the field, Pac. This is a unique package that the Eagles didn't have last time when they came to the Super Bowl to face the Chiefs than what they have now.
Yeah, of course it is. Starting with Saquon, like I see him last night. Like he's definitely the MVP, man. When you could run full speed and turn around, jump backwards over somebody, bro. Like that's a highlight. Whoever I forget who it was, but you're gonna be on
that was
lot.
The Jags.
You'll always be seen, bro.
Forever.
And that offensive line they got is by far the best offensive line that we've seen as a group together. I just don't know if they get down, can they come from behind? You're right, Carter, he's unblockable. Coming out of Georgia, everybody was talking, but he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that, where he should be drafted at. He's showing you why he should have been drafted where he got drafted at. He's unblockable, but I think with the play action, with the motion and getting Patrick out on the perimeter, it'll slow down Carter from just peeling his head back and going straight.
Go ahead. What are you doing here, Pac? What you selling? What you marketing?
I ain't selling that. I'm around here making my. I ain't selling that today.
Making rounds.
Making my rounds. Talking about the Pac-Man Jones show, different things that I got coming up.
Let me ask you. You played the DB position. Who's the best DB in the NFL right now?
Patrick Surtain Jr.
Oh, who's second? Because you answered that real fast.
Second.
Gonzalez.
You like Gonzalez?
Gonzalez like 3 on my list.
You like Ramsey?
I like Ramsey. Ramsey's still up there.
You
He's
like Horn?
J.C. Horn.
Horn.
Oh, Derek. Hey, hold on.
He be hitting a lot of.
I like.
What about Stingley?
Stingley's good. Stingley's real good.
Yeah, he's nice.
I like the kid from Green Bay.
You Latimer.
Latimer.
No, Alexander.
Jair. Yeah. He's nice.
I like him.
Man, when you talk about Surtain, he is.
Man, he don't never get sloppy, bro. His technique is always on point.
Always.
If he supposed to be 7 yards, he is 7 yards already set. If he press, he already pressed. Like, I watched him probably every play that he played in the last 6 weeks. And I had a conversation with VJ. VJ was my defensive back coach. He was defensive coordinator.
Vance Joseph.
And he's like, bro, he's just so disciplined.
Right.
And it's hard to beat if you're real disciplined.
Right.
I think the last person we seen like that was Reeves.
Yeah.
But see, that's another reason why he don't get a lot of picks, because he's so disciplined. He's gonna be where he's supposed to be. Guys that get a lot of picks, they're normally undisciplined because they're gonna take
chances. They're gonna gamble.
They'll give up a play.
Yeah.
It's like T-Buck. People used to ask T-Buck, say, T-Buck, what? He said they got more slants than they got go routes. He said, and if they throw that slant, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Now if they run the sluggo, they got me. But I'm thinking of that situation right there. They're gonna run the slant.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was greedy too, though. I was greedy.
You were.
I was
you
greedy.
were.
I was trying to get everything. I was greedy.
Pat, let me ask you this. We see a lot of these guys, and I think the NFL should really bring you in to talk to some of these guys, because you had some hardships coming up in the league. What would you tell some of these guys? How do you keep these guys with so much pack? These guys making money that you could buy a franchise for just 30
No.
How do you say, guys, look, I'm not going to tell you not to have fun, but guys, just be careful.
I think the main thing now, like, when my situation, I forgot that this shit was business. Like, you know what I mean? Being young and getting a lot of money at 21, you forget, like, hey, this is a business.
Right.
And so for the younger guys, I would tell them, hey, bro, treat this shit like a business and treat it like you're not getting another contract. And if you kind of treat it like that, it'll help you get to the next contract. I think that's the reason why I played a long time. Like, I never thought, like, this is going to be my last contract. Like, that's how I went into every contract. Like, this is going to be my last contract. I got to figure out a way to make these motherfuckers give me a new contract. You get what I'm saying? And nobody never had a problem with me at work. You know, my problem was leaving Magic City at 4:30 and we playing at 2 p.m. I'm coming that thing hungover, but I'm still handling my job, though. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. If you could go back, if Pac-Man could go back, do it all over again, what are some of the things Pac would do different?
I would have probably had all house party. I would have never went out as much because I made myself a little bit too vulnerable. And being vulnerable is not good. So I would change a lot of things. But the main thing, I wouldn't be as vulnerable as I was or accessible as I was to people. I think that hurt me a lot. And some of the dumbass decisions I made. Now, I ain't said I didn't make no dumb decisions, because a couple of decisions was dumb.
But the wings be good. The wings be
good.
The wings be good. Imagine.
Yeah, imagine them wings good.
I thought we was gonna go.
Well, next time you're in Atlanta, call Pat.
I'm an nerd. I don't like to go out nowhere.
Hey,
I'm outside. I'm the voice of the streets. I am the voice of the street. What they say, this ain't that.
It's that.
Yeah, it is. It's that.
Man, Pac, thanks for joining us, bro.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate that, man. Congratulations on all your success. You're in the podcast world. You're doing your thing. I check you out from time to time, man.
All right.
You doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, you doing your thing, too. You stay away from them blue pills, though. I had to throw that one in there.
You gotta throw it in
Scrap. Boy, stay scrap, boy. Ooh, let me see it. Let me see it.
You can't have
Let me see it.
Whoa, let me get that.
Let me see it. Let me see if it works. Let me see it.
They work. Trust me, it works. It works. It definitely works. I tell you. You tried to
What are they calling it?
Row Sparks.
Rose Parks.
Go to row.com/nightcap. Row.co.
Why you can't give me none?
I've been hold on. You can't get none before me. I've been asking for a whole year.
Come on, man. All that money you got, you can't get a blue. You can't
But here's the thing.
get one of them.
They only work on me. You have to call in and send your information. You're not supposed to take everybody else's medicine. You know that.
Oh, they prescribe.
Yeah.
Give it just the right
Yeah,
dose.
I might need to go call in. Make sure I get the right dose.
Pac-Man Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you. Ocho. Hold on.
I'm gonna catch you in a minute, big bro. Love.
Appreciate it, Pat. Now joining us, he was NFL Rookie of the Year. He's a former All-Pro and Pro Bowl player. Played years with the San Diego Chargers, and he played one season, if I'm not mistaken, with the Buffalo Bills. Here he is, Sean Lights Out Merriman. What up, bro?
What's up? What's up, little man? What's up, little man? What's up, little man?
There you go. I'm just getting up here. You already talk.
That bare knuckles, get that bare.
Nah, I was finna beat his ass years ago.
See, this what happened.
I promise you.
No, this what happened. I didn't know he was playing around. I didn't know he was playing around a long time ago.
Right.
And he said he was going to be mad.
Right.
So I stopped. I was in the Chargers facility. I walked out and I did a video and said I was going to choke him when I seen him. Right. I didn't know Chad then. I thought he was.
You thought it was serious.
I thought he was serious.
Okay.
And we were playing them coming up. And I said, when we see them, I'm gonna do something real bad when I catch him. And I never caught him.
Yeah. It was a fun day.
Man, how you doing, Sean?
I'm good, man. Doing well.
Good. Let me ask you this, man. You see this matchup. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes going for the three-peat. The Eagles, Saquon, Jalen Hurts, AJ, Devontae. Then you go to the defensive side of football, led by Jalen Carter. They have Zach Brown in the middle. You got Slade. You got Mitchell on the outside. How do you see this matchup playing out?
You know, it's funny because everybody's talking about the obvious, right? Saquon, talking about Pat. We know what they're going to do. I think, man, this game really going to come down to the trenches. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to Jalen Carter, Chris Jones. I think it's going to be that kind of matchup because that's really going to dictate the tempo of the game.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, they're going to get there. Saquon's going to rush for whatever he's going to rush for. I don't think this Magnolia let anybody rush for 100 yards this year.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
Yes, but again, so now he got a real obstacle on his hands dealing with that, man. I just think it's going to be an unsung hero. It ain't going to be Patrick Mahomes. It's going to be somebody like Slay. Mm-hmm. Right, to step up, getting pressures, and a ball force. And I think it's going to be an unsung hero in this game that we really not talking about.
I want to know about the Fight League.
Yeah.
That's what tell the people about what you have going with the Fight League because I'm thinking about joining, getting the hands wet a little bit.
But it's MMA, so
I can kick too.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
So look, when back in the mid 2000s, I wanted to start. I was working with Jay Glazer. Okay. I was in his gym.
Right.
So I grew up. My family, my uncles were professional boxers. So I grew up just boxing in PG County and Washington D.C. area. Anyway.
Right.
Sugar Ray Leonard's gym was right up the street.
Yep.
So I grew up around boxers anyway. And so I was hitting the gym, hitting the mitts one day in the gym, and Jay Glazer said, "Hey, look, I see you can box. Have you ever tried MMA? It'll help you out in football with your hands coming off the edge." Yeah. So he took me to the gym one day, and Jay Glazer's here, and Randy Couture is sitting on my left. And I'm looking at Jay. I said, I'm not fighting Randy Couture today. That's not happening. But what I saw, man, I started training with these guys, every offseason, Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz, all these guys I got a chance to just be around and train with. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with the sport. So I ended up launching Lights Out Extreme Fighting, which we're looked at, man, as one of the feeders to the UFC. We sent 6 guys to the UFC last year.
Okay. So basically your minor league system to the UFC.
Yeah. And I think that the word minor league, nobody's going to be bigger than the UFC.
Right. No.
There's going to be people going to try.
They got too big of a head start.
They got too much of a head start. And then when you think of MMA, you already think of the UFC no matter where you at. Yeah. But what you can do is do some things that they may not be looking at, right? We got chips in the gloves that can measure speed, power, punch, impact, all that's like a lot of tech, a lot of AI. And I just launched my streaming service, Lights Out Sports TV, that we carrying a lot of combat sports. We got a big fight in LA this Friday on in Long Beach for Lights Out Extreme Fight. So what you can do, man, because we're able to pivot, we can do some stuff, and if they like it, right? If they like it, they adopt it, and that's the whole goal of it, man. We don't try to compete. We're just trying to create.
Let me ask you this: you hear Myles Garrett says, "Look, I appreciate everything, Cleveland. They made my dream come true. First overall draft pick." Defensive Player of the Year, All-Pro, Pro Bowl. I believe I've done all I possibly can, but at the end of the day, I want to compete for a championship. Yeah. And I don't believe I can do that in Cleveland. What do you have a problem with him? Like, I want to go compete for a title.
No, and the Browns organization got to respect it. He's giving you everything he possibly can from his standpoint. Right. He's done everything he can. And you get to a point as an organization that they're not doing what's best in your interest now. Mm-hmm. Because after you make enough money, you already known as the best in your position. You already got the Pro Bowls, the All Pros, you already got the accolades. The only thing now to do is get a championship. And if you don't have somebody out there working with you to put you in the best situation, say, hey, man, we got to get this. We got to get this. So the biggest regret I have in my career is not winning a ring. That's the biggest one. And all the teams we had, we should at least got one.
Yeah.
We should.
Philip, LT.
We should have got one. And so, I'm sitting up and I remember going to NFL Network, and I'm sitting up there on the panel, got Marshall, everybody was up there, and they got these rings on, and I'm sitting there, my heart beating through my chest because you missed that part. So I don't blame Myles Garrett at all for wanting to get out of an organization that hasn't put him in the best situation to be a champion.
I like it. What's next? The year just started. We only in February.
Yep.
We only in February. What's next for Sean Merriman in 2025?
We got this big fight. We had the East West Shrine. Congratulations too, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Congratulations for the East West Shrine. NFL Network had the game for the East West Shrine Bowl. Lights Out Sports TV, my network. We had the practices. It was the first time they ever did the practices. We want to get more college conferences. That's coming down the pipeline. We're going to announce it soon. But also too, man, bring some of these guys and trying to get more former guys in to come and fight. Some of these guys have been playing 3-4 years. Pissed off, they got cut a few times, been in a bad situation.
Man, lights out, bro. Man, you look here. If they ain't been fighting, man, it's hard to all of a sudden just get into fighting when you ain't been fighting.
No, it ain't. It's pretty easy.
Nah, but one thing I'll say, Shannon, we don't walk in with 2 left feet, right? Automatically.
Well, Greg Hardy, help Greg Hardy.
Man, he need more to help than that. He need a lot of. Yeah, it's too late for him. It's
too late.
Yeah. Hey, y'all wrong, man. That's y'all wrong. I wasn't gonna say. Yeah, it's too late. I'm gonna leave it at that.
But see, that's what fighting.
Right.
That's a different type of fight.
Right.
Because street fight, I'm just worried about the guy punching me. In the ring, guy can punch you, elbow you, knee you, choke you.
Yeah.
All that.
It's actually, believe it or not, man, better for us. Because we got explosion.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys don't got that. Just naturally being able to explode and do some of these things. And people talk about Greg Hardy had a nice little run.
Yeah, he did.
He had then he fell off.
Right.
I think the next champ is going to be one of these guys that played 3-4 years.
Right.
Built tall, 6'3", 6'4", or 6 like
Adesanya.
Yes.
Yes.
Built
Johnny Jones
Bone.
Oh yeah.
We had a guy that was built like him. He just didn't play for the Chargers, played for a couple teams. Right. I think the next champion gonna come from a guy that's played 3-4 years, didn't make all the money he wanted to, didn't get his shot, got a chip on the shoulder, and it's gonna be the next champ. That's what I think is gonna happen.
I like it.
What type of mindset do you have to have? Because look, if you go back and like the boxers, most of the boxers way back when they came from poverty.
Yeah,
I ain't talking about I'm talking about poverty. I'm talking about they were barely and they had to do things and it's like, what's up? You gonna pay me to beat somebody's ass and I ain't gonna go to jail for it? Sign me up.
Right.
And so, what type of mindset does a person have to get into the MMA?
I think, see, Shannon, we're so used to running into other people in football. People think of us the same way.
Yes. And we do. You got to have a different...
Like, I tell people, I say, you got to be sick to run that way, and 2 people collide full speed.
Yes.
And then do it 50 times.
Yes.
Get up the next day, get your ice cold tub, what you got, and then take a day off, and then do it again.
Yeah.
And then most people, so when you talking like that, but it's people out there that look at us the same way that we look at them. There's people out there, man, like these fighters that come, or guys that come from NFL or NBA or whatever it is, they got that mindset, they can do it. They just they don't know the path.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Chad, when there's celebrity stuff, there's stuff you can go and promote, but if you really go trying to do, you got to find the right gym, the right coaches, the right team. And a lot of guys don't do it, and that's what we've been doing over Lights Out Extreme Fight. We had 3 guys that were kind of transitioning into this world to go, and I think going to be the next champs.
Is it expensive to get into MMA?
Not really, but it's expensive if you get with the wrong people.
Okay.
Because they're around trying to snatch you up. Yeah, that's one thing about this combat sports now. You got a bunch of bad people in the business. But for the most part, man, I think the next heavyweight or light heavyweight champ can come from the NFL or former NFL.
Sean Lights Out Merriman, bro, thanks for stopping by with us.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate
that, man. Your commentary on the game. Who you got winning the game?
I'm not going against the Chiefs ever again. I think 90% of the country root for the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm not going against the Chiefs ever again.
You're not betting against Mahomes.
I'm not betting against him and other people that's on the field, like the 12th man.
Right.
We all,
Oh, the 12th man?
I ain't talking about the Seahawks either.
I like it.
All right, bro.
Enjoy this, bro.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks,
Thank you,
man.
boss.
All right.
Good to see you.
Sean Merriman. What's up, bro? Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that. Ocho, Chip Kelly signed to be the OC of the Oakland Raiders. He becomes the highest paid offensive coordinator in NFL history.
Whoa. When that happened?
A week ago.
Hold on.
Chip will make $6 million per year. Will Chip be able to jumpstart the Raiders offense?
Jumpstart the Raiders offense with what quarterback? Let's start there.
They might go out and try to get Marcus Mariota. That's who he had. Remember, he had at Oregon. Led him to a Heisman Trophy.
Okay.
He was the backup
Okay.
in Washington.
Okay. Now that listen, I like the Raiders receiving core. I like what they have at receiver. Now, if you go get Mariota, who's shown he can lead a team. You know, he has a good arm. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can run the ball as well. And I got cursed out not long ago. Matt Crosby, I know you're probably gonna see this. And right now, I'm on your side. Depending on who you get at the quarterback position, you guys might have a chance. Matt Crosby sent me a DM. He was mad.
About what?
I heard everything you said about us not having a quarterback, that we're not going to be able to do anything. Max, I'm on your side now. I love you. Depending on who you get at quarterback, having Chip Kelly, it's going to be a great thing for you guys. I love you, and I don't want to fight, and I don't want no problems.
But what was he upset about? They're not going to do anything with a quarterback.
Without one?
No.
I mean, I think he tried to argue the fact that they could do something without having one.
You had 112, 113 catches. What'd that get you? 4 wins.
See, I didn't even bring up stats.
No, I'm just saying. So, yeah, you get into it. Yes. We've seen a lot of players play with bad quarterbacks get numbers.
Right.
But at the end of the day, okay, what are those numbers leading to something?
Right. You're right. So, Max, Unc said it. So, when you want to get mad this time, send it to Unc.
There's nothing to get mad about. We're just stating facts.
Facts, right.
I mean, a bunch of numbers, they need to be something. They need to be like Social Security number. They need the bank password. Numbers. What do those numbers lead to?
Right.
What am I getting out of those numbers? And so you're right. They need a quarterback. They need a couple of other things also.
Right.
But I definitely think a quarterback is. But do you like this hire?
I like the hire, yes. The Chip Kelly, his creativity and what he's been able to do throughout his entirety. He's had some bad raps, some places he's been, but I know what he can do offensively from an offensive standpoint if you get a quarterback. That's the key. That's the deciding factor on their success.
Well, the thing is that he worked really well. Last year, he was offensive coordinator of Ohio State Buckeyes. They won the national championship. Maybe he's better suiting in this role as opposed to being a head coach.
Right.
Because, he wants to – now he just has to worry about getting the offense ready to play.
Right.
He's not in charge of scheduling. He's not in charge of conditioning. He's not really in charge of anything except the X's and O's and getting the offense to perform at an extremely high level. So I like this move also.
I do.
Obviously, with Pete Carroll being there, no problem with Pete going back. People are surprised that, Pete going back, why didn't he get Coach Belichick?
Nah. Belichick ain't going there.
Why not?
Who the quarterback?
Hell, who the quarterback at North Carolina?
I think Belichick took that job in North Carolina to show the GMs and the coaches that I can be a leader of young men too, despite what y'all may think about my old ways, my old coaching ways. Let me show you I can resonate with the young folk as well and coach at the collegiate level and then bring it on out.
Well,
he gonna get a job.
If 6 Super Bowls and 9-10 Super Bowl appearances ain't enough,
no.
I don't know what to tell y'all.
But
you know how it is.
Ocho. What work with them young folk.
Update that resume.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Ocho, Cooper Kupp to be traded by the Rams. Rams are willing to eat some of the contract to facilitate a trade. Where will he land?
You know what? There's so many good places where Cooper Kupp can go. He can do so many things. So many teams can benefit from having a receiver like Cooper Kupp that he can play in the slot. He can play on the outside. He's an elite route runner still to this day. Obviously, the opportunities decreased tremendously once Puka Nacua got there. So I'm not sure where he can go, but I hope the place he does go, he's able to continue to contribute and get the opportunities he deserves as a receiver that he is. So he still has those wheels, They're not flat just yet, so I'm not sure where he can go. You look at the landscape of the NFL and who could use half number 1, number 2 receiver like Cooper Kupp. What happens with T. Higgins if T doesn't stay? Bringing a Cooper Kupp. Who can? No. I don't like that because Cooper Kupp will take some of the catches away from Chase because they kind of do the same things.
Yeah. I think he needs to be. He's
49ers.
He's more of a slot.
49ers.
But they just got Pearsall.
What do you think?
I just think me personally, I think he needs to go somewhere with it. Look, can he play outside the numbers? Yes.
Yes.
He's
Where is he
most
more efficient,
effective
effective inside?
inside the numbers. So he needs to go somewhere that
Where?
has a similar situation. I'm trying to
Carolina.
Who was the West Coast system?
Oh,
Green Bay runs it, but they got your.
you good? I'm just making sure you
What's
good. You sure? All right.
What's really going on?
I'm making sure he good.
I'm good, man. I've been good.
Okay.
What we talking about?
What you want to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about. Let's talk
Man,
about.
where you been? Why
Where
you
I
been?
been?
Why haven't I seen you on IG lately? You just coming back. You was off IG for a minute.
All right, so this, I ain't gonna lie to you. This what happened.
Scared.
You got shadow bans?
No, I ain't get shadow banned.
They banned your ass for real.
I got fat. I was like 308,
For real?
What the hell you was doing?
depressed.
Depressed about what?
My knee was messed up, so I was 6 weeks. I couldn't move. I was just sitting there eating, just eating. So I went to go tie my shoe when I knew I was real fat. My son called me fat already. Man. But you know he a hater anyway. So you know he's my oldest, so he a hater anyway. So when I knew I was real fat is when I went to bend over to tie my shoe, and my stomach got in the way, and I had to move my leg to the side to get down there. Yeah.
Because I was like, well, damn. I was saying, but maybe he had, because I remember you had mentioned that your knee was bothering you.
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe he had surgery.
Yeah, I did.
He just out of commission. And okay, boom. But I was like, well, damn.
Hold on.
Don't take nobody no 3-4 months to recover from no knee surgery.
Yeah, dude, man, I had meniscus repair. So I was 6 weeks non-weight bearing. I couldn't put nothing on it. So I'm like I'm about 7 months out now.
Okay.
So
How you did that?
Old injuries?
no, so what happened was the gym equipment that I was using at the gym, it failed.
On you?
So I had a band around my waist,
Yeah.
and instead of using a band, I used a Velcro belt that they had there, a cheap Velcro belt to hook to the
You do
band.
belt squats?
No, I was doing banded RDLs. So you put the band
Yeah,
over
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm doing like 315 and I'm doing the bandit and then the thing snapped.
Ah.
So to stop from falling on my face, I had to drop the weight and jump over and I landed straight like this on this knee. Pop, yeah.
You felt it when you
Oh,
did
yeah.
it, didn't you?
I went that day, got MRI and was in surgery the next day. Yeah.
Damn.
You got to stop doing that heavy.
No, that
Well,
wasn't, heavy.
that's funny. We were. I mean, that ain't heavy. Already at 315. That's
ain't
light.
heavy.
That's
Man,
light.
with the
light.
band, but then you added, but now you got tension throughout the entire movement, which I know that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. You
I
got
had that push,
Yeah.
you know.
Bro, you get, you're not close. Let's see. Oh, you what, 45?
Age ain't got nothing.
46.
Age ain't got nothing to do with strength. If you got the right technique, huh?
Yeah.
You supposed to know that.
Why are we talking about strength with a man that's 175?
But you
You
talk. Listen, you
175?
talk. I'm 205 right now. Listen.
205.
Yeah.
Where?
I'm
Thank you.
Don't make me
Thank
come, man. Don't make me come up out this jacket, man.
Please.
But listen. We talk about strength. You talk about a man that's 175. But you know, I've always been very, very strong.
You just
Ab-
said you was 205.
No, I'm saying he's saying I was 175. I'm just listening to what he talk about. But I've always been very, very strong. So you talk about you doing 315 RDL. I'm 315 on the bench. I just did that workout this morning with
Man told me he do 225, 25 times.
27. I did 225 27 times
When
I was training.
Never.
This was about 2 months ago.
Hey man, you say stuff so well that
No,
if I didn't know
I'm serious.
better,
I'm serious.
I would believe it.
You have people.
Don't.
You have people. Obviously, listen. You have talk to Chip. Chip was our strength.
I know
guy.
Chip, yeah.
To ask Chip how it was in there. I did my workouts for the defensive lineman and the offensive lineman. I didn't even work out with the receivers.
But just because you working out with them, that don't mean you doing their weight.
No, I have to do
know,
their weight.
You know, people like, hey, I work out with Shannon Sharpe.
You
No,
have to
in the
do
gym
their
with
weight.
I
Shannon
have
Sharpe
to do
in
it because
there.
I'd be in the way. I can't be in the way. So I would always go first and say, ask Andrew Whitworth.
Who?
Ask Whitworth.
I don't believe you, Shannon. You got. Listen.
I would
you,
listen.
You got to show me.
Listen. I'll lie for you before I lie to you.
Listen. You gonna have to show me.
Let me ask
I
you
mean,
this. Your Steelers, what they gonna do with the quarterback? You want to see Russ or you see Justin Fields?
Which one do I want to see?
Yes.
I don't know.
Or does it matter?
I don't really think it matters too much. To be honest with you, I guess I would go with Justin because he's younger. But yeah, I don't think it matters. I think they got to find another option.
At quarterback?
I believe so.
Okay. If that's okay, how about this? My boy George Pickens. Do they extend him or do you let him go?
Just from what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, I don't know if it was me. I would try and trade him, get something for him.
Too good.
I'm just saying.
That behavior. It's just hard to win with behavior like that.
Yeah.
That's just me. I mean,
you see, you see it. It happens with, it seems to just be happening a lot of time, but with the receivers, I don't know if it's just
that are really, 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 really good. Yes.
let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You think George Pickens is the equivalent player of Luka Doncic in football terms? No.
No, because he doesn't get the opportunities that Luka does.
He is not the Luka Doncic.
What you're not going to do is sit here and discredit George Pickens and how good he is because and compare him to goddamn Luka. For one, he doesn't get the opportunities and that type of offense.
If you gave him the opportunities, would he be the third or fourth best player in the NFL?
Boy, he'd be the third or fourth. What you talking about?
So he'd be over.
Hold on, wait. Stay right there. Oh, I like you just said that. You give. Let's think
Total
about
player, period?
Yes.
No, I can't go there.
That's what I'm asking.
Listen to me.
Okay.
I've seen his skill set. I know what he can do. Stay with me real quick. If he got the opportunities Jamar Chase got in the Steelers offense, what do you think his numbers would be?
I'm not saying no.
Wait, let me finish. Okay. But the comparison with Luka, Luka always has the goddamn ball in his hands.
Yes.
Let me finish.
Okay.
If George Pickens got the opportunity Justin Jefferson got with Minnesota, what you think his numbers would be?
Number would be outstanding, but he still would be the third best player in the NFL. So that means you'd have to put him in front.
No. I'm talking about receivers.
I didn't say receiver.
He said player. That's why I flipped out. That's why I went. I dropped back.
I'm talking about receiver. Receiver. Oh yeah, absolutely. He has that kind of talent. Now don't do me like that.
No, but I'm saying the negative behavior.
Oh yeah, now that I don't like. And we done talked. We done had that conversation.
Yes.
I guarantee he won't have no problems out of him no more.
How can you guarantee that?
I done had that conversation with him. I guarantee you, and I don't want to sit here and talk about what we talking about.
I understand
but
what
I
you're
told
saying,
him, listen, that window of opportunity, well, that bitch shrink real fast now. It shrink real fast. It don't matter how good you are. And I use your line. They'll tolerate you until they can replace you. Now
Mike will say that all the time.
Oh yeah, but there's no replacement for him right now, which is why I think he might get a little grace. So don't be surprised if he does come back.
I think he's going to want a deal. He's not going to come back without a deal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see with his current and past behavior with me as an organization taking a chance of saying, hey, I'm going to give you this.
I guarantee you, and I can stand on that right now, you won't have no more problems out of George Pickens. That go Mike Tomlin, you're going to see this. The Rooneys, y'all going to see this. I guarantee you won't have no problems no more. This ain't probably NFL stand for not for long.
You're not really. It looks like for me, from sitting here looking at you, you're not willing to take that risk.
No, I ain't gonna lie, man. I couldn't. I mean, fantastic receiver, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like you said, the conversations you had, things I know, I just couldn't take that. I couldn't take that chance.
I just know what he can do. I understand the value that he brings to an offense when he's utilized the right way. Hit his head off the goalpost, anything. It's only a few receivers in the NFL can take a hitch and take a slant and take an 80. Only a handful. Jefferson, Chase.
I mean, all of them can, go halfway on a play too.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Ain't too many.
Halfway, you can go halfway on a play and not give all your effort.
Oh, that part. Okay. I see you going. Let
me ask you this. What about Coach Tomlin?
He ain't going nowhere. What you mean? I mean, he's going to be there. What he got? 3 more years left? I think it's a nice piece of money. I think it's like
there was some speculation about him being traded.
No, dude, they're not going to trade him. You got a coach that the good things. You got a coach that can win, can keep you above 500. Yeah. He hasn't been below almost 20 years, whatever it is. Do I go and get rid of that in hopes of getting something better? I don't know. It's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Also, the other things is you're at the Steelers organization. Being above 500, that's not the standard that they need to.
And that's my argument.
the standard is Lombardi.
Lombardi's.
You know what I'm
got
saying? That's
6
the
of them.
standard. Yeah. And, you know, when it comes down to it, you know, you got to sit back and you got to look at it like, yo, you know, we ain't won a playoff game since 2016. You know, that's a hard thing, you know, to look at. You're talking, what, about a 8-year drought there? But like I said, that's the negative things. But since it's still 3 years left, I'm going to have to let it ride out because, you know, the devil that I know is better than the devil that I don't know.
So I think.
Oh, I got to write that down.
I think that's the thing, though, James, is that when
Somebody write it down for me.
look at it and you're like, oh, he hadn't been, but the standard, you're not paying that kind of money to be 9-8. You're not paying that money to be 10-7. When the standard has always been Super Bowls.
Yes.
Playing for, winning, competing for Super Bowls. I don't think anybody goes into the beginning of the season and say, man, Steelers gonna be in contention. They're gonna be right there at the end. They're not. They get hot and then they fall. I don't know what's happening. Is that they get hot for like 9-10 games and then they just step off a cliff.
Yeah, I can't give you an explanation of that, why that happens. But you know, when it comes down to it, you know, everything has to go back to the head coach. And it's not like you got a head coach that's been there for 3-4 years. You got a guy that's been there almost, 20 years.
Yes.
So the lack of a quarterback, the lack of, offense, defense, whatever that is, it falls back on the head coach because you had plenty of time to have years to be like, all right, I need to draft this position because this person is coming up and they won't be able to continue to play. And you have to get your next heir apparent at that position. And, when you look at it, man, like
James said they held on too long to be in.
Listen, when you look at it, man, the court.
He said
I'm not saying you held on to being too long, man. To be honest with you, I'm saying you didn't get somebody to get ready to replace him.
So similar to like an Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation.
Yes.
Where you don't want to piss your quarterback off. Because you see what happened when they drafted Jordan Love. You got Aaron Rodgers pissed, and they had to fork over some money.
They pissed off Brett Favre too. But look what they did. He ended up getting a Super Bowl. And that's the same thing. Now, until you find that guy, but Steelers should know firsthand because they didn't do the proper job with Terry Bradshaw. So it wasn't, they had those long years of mediocrity until they got a quarterback in Big Ben, which was in 2004. But think about when Terry retired. So you had 20 years of just flailing around.
Yeah.
And that's what they are right now. Because unless you got a quarterback in this league now,
yes,
then when you first got to the league, run the football, play defense. You can have a marginal quarterback, and you can win.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to look at when Ben first came in. That's what we did. We ran the ball, and run. He'd hit him over the top, and let him get the time to learn the game and figure out where the ball should go, where it shouldn't go over that course of time. And his biggest plays were, okay, it's a scramble, and he's tossing it 20, 30 yards down the field. Somebody's taking off. Right. So, running the ball is something, I ain't gonna lie, man, I really want to see get back into it because it's just a physical aspect of enforcing your will on somebody else. And they just cannot stop you. That's the great, you know what I'm saying? Now you're putting 8 and 9 in the box, and now it's time to go over the top of their head.
Yeah. Right. I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
Yeah.
You want to coach?
Do I want to coach? I do not want to coach unless it's my kids. I would be willing to do that if it was my kids, but to put actual
Coach Prime
time to put actual
you understand the time that goes into it.
Yes,
it's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time that goes into it. Like for me as a player, I put a lot of time into it, but as a coach, you're putting even more time into it. And that's not something that I'm willing to do. My love for the game. It's not that great, especially, if I'm playing it, I'm gonna give you everything I got.
Right.
I'm gonna be there from dusk till dawn. I'm gonna do everything I need to do, take care of my body. But just, coaching it, I don't have that love for it.
And then you know what it took to be great. And then you coach and you see guys bull jiving around.
Listen, that's something that I would have a hard time with, especially when you're looking at what they could be if they put in, the time, the effort, and that's not just, on the field, it's in the weight room, it's in the off season, especially now where you don't have much practice and all that.
Yeah.
And, you got a lot of guys with all these soft tissue injuries, they want to point to the field, the turf and all that. What you need to point to is guys aren't training like they used to. You aren't putting those forces on your body in the off season, or you're not getting it leading up into the season. You only got 3 games. Guys play, 20 snaps for the whole preseason. And then, week 1 come and you're like, hey, give me 100 miles an hour, 65 plays. And you wonder why dudes are tearing and getting all these soft tissue injuries.
Exactly.
It's because they're not preparing their body to go out and play a season. When I trained, my hardest thing was the off season. Like, I put in more work. I put in more strain on my body than I did in any practice.
And that's the thing, though, because when you look at it, MMA.
Man, I'll
He
fold
won me in MMA.
It's still Chad. You know what I mean? He always go talk crazy.
Nah, but but listen, it's one thing about talking, but I'm gonna get in there and thump.
You try.
Thump. What you gonna try?
It's gonna be a try.
Man, stop playing with me.
You 100 what? How much you weigh?
205 right now.
Man, you gonna pick that little shit up with one hand.
You gonna pick it up?
Cause he gonna pick that shit up with
How?
one hand.
I thumb with you ever,
Don't
boy.
mess up no money.
Fuck wrong with this
Baby,
nigga, man.
He the brakes off his ass.
Off of who?
You.
You talking about brakes? This ain't no car, nigga. You talking about brakes? This ain't no car, nigga. All right.
Hey,
All
what
right.
we gonna do?
All right.
We gonna get advertising sponsors.
How the hell like this?
I know he don't.
No. Oh. But
I know he don't. I know he don't.
no. Oh. But
I know he don't.
But this what I'm more worried about. I'm more worried about. He might eat that little shit you throw at him.
No, forget
Them
what I told.
punches.
He ain't conditioned like I am.
No,
He gonna be
he's
tired
not
in
like-
2 seconds. He gonna try to throw a punch.
You gonna try and throw my weight back?
Grab. You said
He's
MMA.
not grabbing me. Stop saying that before I hit you in your mouth. Don't say that no more.
How the hell I get on this? I was walking by. Now I'm about to get hit in my mouth. Boy, goddamn.
Because y'all
like-
disrespect me. Y'all think they could.
Hey,
Look at-
man, you know the AFC. Hey, Peasy, you know how the
Hey.
AFC North is?
Hey.
Hey, enemies forever.
I don't like that people look at size and they determine wins and losses based off size. You saw David and Goliath. Remember that story, right?
Man, that was the Bible.
Remember that story? Remember what happened?
You ain't
now?
in there.
Huh?
Yeah,
in there.
you're not. Don't do
Don't worry
that.
about it,
Don't
man.
try
All
to
right,
paint
all right.
yourself up to beat
You
David.
read the Bible?
Yeah, I read, but
Well,
you ain't.
do
You ain't.
do you read the Bible?
One of us is David.
Do
or
you read the
Goliath.
Bible?
Yes, neither one of us is
Start
David or
reading.
Goliath.
Start reading because you're gonna need it, nigga.
Boy, you good.
I ain't gonna need
You
it.
good. I thought you was good back then. No, I thought you was good back
You
in
know
the day
what?
when you started.
You know what?
No, you got better. I ain't been around you in a minute.
No, listen.
Chad,
got better.
listen to me. Chad, listen.
Hey,
You heard me?
He didn't.
Hey,
finna-
Chad,
hey,
listen.
listen.
Let me tell you something. Listen, let me talk to you.
Shay Shay. He done got good.
Nah, this ain't no
I'm putting
joke.
my money on Debo.
Y'all take my life for a joke. My life ain't no joke. Oh, my kids, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I just need you to catch
See all that?
I'm gonna need it
All
the next
that,
day.
all
I
that
put it on my
talking
kids.
crazy,
I put it on my
all that
kids.
crazy. I'm gonna bust you in your mouth.
put that on
Call
my
me. I'm like, oh Lord, what's going on?
I put that on my kids.
Hey.
You know I don't play by my kids. I got 200 of them.
I got you, but
Right.
you good.
Nah.
Boy, you good.
I'm gonna show you I'm good.
No, you really
in the
good.
octagon, I'm gonna show you I'm good.
Hold on,
You
Debo,
ain't-
what you,
Oh my God.
what you got, Debo?
You got something to say?
Listen, man. I accepted my Lord and Savior in August of this past year, man. I was baptized.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, mine went off. I gotta get baptized.
What you about to make me do is go totally outside what I said I was
Of your
gonna do.
character, right?
No, listen, man. I think I might. I've been trying to hold this thing inside of me
What
for a
thing is
long
that?
time because ever since I got like fined by Roger Goodell for $75,000, I've been wanting to kill somebody. I think you might be the person. I
That's
think
fine.
God done brought you
That's
to
fine. That's
I
fine.
think that's what he
That's
did.
fine. Whatever you want to do.
Me. You know?
Matter of fact, if you beat me, I add a 75,000 to your purse if you beat me. How about that?
Damn.
So you get your money back. That's how serious I am.
Oh, you gonna give me that?
I give it back.
You might as well just write that right now.
You got me fucked up, man.
You might as well write that.
Man,
right now.
how can Peasy?
Like, hey,
how can I get
the
involved in
funny-
this? Y'all talking about making some money?
You,
Shay, when we come in at? Where's my part?
Hold on, I'll tell you what part. You're gonna be the nigga cut man.
All right,
You gonna be
ain't gonna work
cut,
that day.
man.
then.
Ain't gonna be no work done.
Do my check come whether I do nothing?
Hold on. So hold on, I got three.
Because I walk down the aisle, I'll bring him out.
Hold on. So you don't believe in me?
No.
You don't believe
I
me,
believe in you.
and you talking shit.
What you think?
Okay.
What the hell I
Say
look like
less.
believing in you
Hey,
and
you know-
going
hey,
against me?
you know I'm from-
got life
hold on,
all
hold on.
messed up.
You know-
I don't care where you
Hey,
from.
you know
I'm
I'm
from
from?
Akron, Ohio. That don't mean nothing.
You from where?
Akron, Ohio. I'm gonna beat
Act
the
right.
brakes off
I'm from-
your
I'm
ass.
from-
He from Mac, right?
Yeah.
I'm from Liberty City,
Who?
Dade County.
I don't even know where
Liberty
that
City.
is.
I know.
Don't really
Oh,
don't
you
matter.
gonna know?
It don't matter.
You gonna know when I lump your ass up, bitch.
That ain't gonna be
All right.
nothing you gonna lump up.
All right.
All right.
Right. How did I get in there?
I'm done. You know, hold on. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm doing too much talking.
Yes, you are.
I'm doing too much talking.
You are.
Let's
Yes,
just
you are.
set the shit up, man.
We gotta run it.
Set
when
the
you
shit
want
up.
it.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow.
It don't matter. Nigga, we can do it now. We can do it now in front of everybody. It don't make me none. It don't matter where I'm at.
6 months.
Run it.
Can you go be
Right,
ready?
nigga, run it. Nigga, what you saying?
Hey,
Run it.
all I need you to do is
Run
win.
it.
All I need you to do Hey, we got 6 months.
I take everything up.
We got 6 months.
No, I don't trust him. You playing? I don't trust him.
If you see him,
that's the no.
with the Grizzlies,
No.
you save the bell.
No.
What are you
Listen,
talking about,
I'm trying to
man?
tell you, he's that pit bull that if he's sit up, if you get close enough,
a
he gonna
what?
grab your
He's a
ass.
what?
You see, I pulled you down, right?
He's a what?
I pulled you down.
He's a pit bull?
I pulled you down for a reason.
Nigga's
Hey,
fat.
we got 6
You
months.
playing?
Nigga's fat.
You
I'm not playing.
He's dead ass.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna set it up. Hey, we got this.
It's me.
We got this. Oh, we gonna make some.
Talking about he's serious. What you think I am?
Playing?
Nah, I ain't playing. Did I play with you on Sundays?
Yeah.
He come to me prepared. Please, let's act like we about to fight before the game. I said, no, man, they gonna throw me out for real. I ain't got time to mess with you, PJ. Like, I'm gonna be, he pull up with the shirt, roll up, come on, man, let's get. I said, no, man, they gonna throw me out for real, and you gonna get to play.
But it's the thing. This ain't football no more. This is real life.
But
This is real life. And you testing my manhood, not and you disrespecting me. Are you no? Okay, we'll see.
Y'all
We'll
off the
see.
chain, man.
We'll see.
How much time you need to get the knee right? You completely.
Oh, I don't want no excuses. That's gonna be his first excuse when he lose. Oh, my knee was messed up. Oh, my knee was.
do that right now.
I had a
Like I said, I can do that right
meniscus. I
now.
had a meniscus.
I'm here tomorrow. Y'all bring me back. I'm here till
my-
tomorrow. I gotta go run and do my thing.
Oh, my knee.
Hit me back.
Oh,
I need some more of this, man.
Hey.
I need to get my content up.
I'm gonna beat that nigga ass, boy.
I tell you what, man. You give it time. Whatever you need to do, Shay, give him the time. And he gonna need to gain some weight. You might want to give him
I
a
don't need to
whole
gain no
year.
weight. I don't need to gain no
I
weight.
think 6 months will be good enough. Can you be ready in 6 months?
I could be ready tomorrow, man.
No, we need time. We got to sell this.
Well, shit.
Now you
However you
quiet.
wanna
Now
run
you
it. 6 months is
quiet.
fine.
6
You
months.
quiet. Soft
Ain't
ass.
nobody quiet.
Soft ass.
Okay.
You want July?
Soft ass. You soft, boy.
Okay, whatever-
I see
whatever
through all
you
that
do.
shit. I
Whatever
see
you
through
do.
all that muscle. Shit ain't about nothing, boy.
Okay.
You got
Okay.
the right one.
Dog, I'm going to.
You got the right one, baby.
Man.
What they said? I'm trying to see what they said in the chat. Cause
I beat the chat ass too.
See, man, listen. We gonna listen.
I'm tired. I'm not listening.
Yeah.
I'm Helen Keller. Don't talk
trying
to me.
make me laugh.
Don't
and
talk.
I
I'm
ain't
not trying to make you
laugh.
laugh for what? Because whatever you smile
So
with gonna be
so I
missing.
don't bust your ass too bad.
Okay. All right. Bet.
nah, you got the game.
Bet.
You got the game. Hey, he asked for this. He asked.
Oh, I'm gonna give you everything you're looking for.
March, April, May, June, July, August. I think August will be about the right amount of time.
I don't need. I'm good now. You better talk to him. Hey Ryan, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Lies.
All right.
I got Debo chat.
Huh? That's fine. I want you to bet again because my teachers in high school said the same thing. They didn't believe in me, and look what I became.
You did.
Look where I've come.
You did.
Ash, who you got?
Debo.
Okay.
Aaron, who you got?
Who you
Debo.
got? Thank you. Somebody that believe in me.
That's a Ocho's producer, Aaron. So
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
unfortunately,
Put all your money on him too.
James Harrison, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, Debo, man. Appreciate it. Hey, get right. Get the knee right.
Yeah, get right.
August, we got this.
Listen.
Get right. And yeah, I know.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This gonna be the easy. I
Okay.
thought playing football was easy.
Okay.
That's gonna be the easiest money you
Yeah,
ever
okay.
made.
Ever made.
Okay.
Ever made.
We'll see.
As long as the money right. it's
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
be
see.
Right. The money gonna be
as long
right.
as the money.
We'll see.
Yes.
That's how I know he gonna get his ass whooped because he worried about the money.
No.
I'm
worried
going in.
about the
I'm
money.
going in for business.
You going in for business?
I'm going in for business.
What you doing after the show?
Huh?
What you doing after the show?
I'm finna go to French Quarter and smoke a cigar. You wanna go?
Tell me where you going. I'll meet you there.
Okay, bet.
We can take care of it then.
I just
Man.
told you. I'm
I
gonna
don't
be in
care
the
nothing
French
about
Quarter.
all
I'm gonna be
that.
in the French Quarter smoking a cigar.
Okay.
So whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
All right. We got our next guest coming to the stage, Ocho. Hey,
I ain't even shaking your hand. Go ahead, yo.
I don't need to shake your hand. What you talking about? I'm
All right,
taking
bet.
these off.
All right, bet.
I see you. Hey, I got Debo. All right, next coming to the game is the San Francisco 49ers all-world.
Oh yeah, we gonna be good. We gonna do it. We gonna
Coming
be
to the
good.
stage right now is the San Francisco 49ers all-pro linebacker, one of the best defensive players in all of football, Fred Warner.
What's up, boy?
What's up,
What's
bro?
good?
How you doing?
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us, man.
Four-time All-Pro linebacker joins us on behalf of Experian, which can help improve your financial health and keep more money in your pocket. You may have seen Fred and his wife sitting in commercials highlighting how people can save money and time with Experian by canceling unwanted subscription, negotiating your bills for lower rates, and more. In fact, according to Experian, 93% of Americans said it's more important for them to save money as a couple, and Experian is making that easier to do. So whether you're single or in a new relationship or happily married, download the free Experian app to learn how you can take control of your money, finances, and save time and money.
See,
Boy, hey, you said it all right there. You didn't even let me say
did you hear everything you just said?
Yes.
Everything about experience. One first thing you said was wife, couple, girlfriend.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, dog, that just triggered me based on the situation I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Being in the doghouse and things are in limbo.
Okay.
Because this is something that me and that other person that we can get into.
Right.
You know? So
Then download the Experian app today, man. It's gonna take care of all that for you.
all right, listen, I know you probably watching right now. I know we on bad terms, but download the Experian app and see what it can do for us.
Boom.
Maybe it can mend things.
There you go.
Okay? Because God has favor. He does. And Fred Warner and his woman, they're an example of what can be when two people come together.
That's it.
You hear me? I don't know what type of foundation we on right now, but theirs is solid.
So how did you get involved with Experian?
Yeah, man. Experian, they're so amazing. First of all, I mean, I want to save my time, save my money, just like everybody, right? And that's what they're all about. They're trying to save you time and money. So, for example, you get a Peloton, right? You on that Peloton, you got to download the membership. Right. Then 3 weeks later, you're like, man, you know what? The Peloton just ain't working for me. Right. But I forgot about the membership. That all them subscriptions that you accumulating over time, man, it all add up. Them little $3.99ers, those are the ones that get you. Because guess what? They kind of slide under the radar. You don't realize you got them. You download the Experian app, they take care of all that for you. They get rid of all the unwanted subscriptions that you don't use or don't need. Save you time and money.
I like it.
You get your former defensive coordinator back. Robert Saleh comes back. The last time you guys went to the Super Bowl, you coming back.
Right.
What happened this year? Because you guys were in the Super you guys were in this situation just last year.
Correct.
This year, some injuries. What happened? What does the 49ers need to do to get back in this position, and what happened this year?
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about the injuries, right? I think it just when you go through the whole year, things just unraveled at the exact wrong time, I think you could call it, right? We thought we had a chance to really get back on track. Mid-season, we get Christian back, right? You know, we win a big game on the road against the Buccaneers. Buffalo, we think we can bounce back after a bad game against Green Bay. He gets hurt. We lose guys on the D-line. We lose Trent. We lose BA. Like, all these injuries kind of just happened at the wrong time. And we just weren't able to continue to compete at a high level. So we got to get back, man. We got to get back on track this offseason, get guys healthy, and get that dog back in us.
Now, when you think about the offseason, right, are there any pieces, any acquisitions that you see fit that can help and bolster the defensive side of the ball, the offensive side? Are you happy with the core guys you guys have?
I mean, I see Myles Garrett asking for a trade. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man? We were chopping it up at the Pro Bowl. You know, he talking about he wanted to trade. So, I don't know, man. I love my team. I love who we have, right? You're always looking for more pieces, more improvement. Of course, we need improvement going into next season, of course, based on the season we had. But I love everybody that we got in our locker room. It's going to take everybody just taking a look in the mirror and just taking that next step going into the next season.
What is Fred Warner? Obviously, you've been a multi-time All-Pro player. You've gone to Pro Bowl. You've gone to Super Bowl. What's left? What do you want to accomplish, say, the next 4 or 5 years of your career?
4 or 5 Super Bowls. 4 or 5 Super Bowls. Man, that's honestly the only thing I'm chasing at this point, right? When I wake up in the morning, it's no longer of like, all right, I'm trying to just be the best in the game, right? I want to be the best of all time. And what does that require? Not only playing at the highest level, but having the championships, right? That's the ultimate team award, is a Super Bowl ring. And so what do you have to do? You got to go outside yourself. You got to get uncomfortable now. Where you going, you're getting after your teammates like, hey man, come train with me. Come train in the Bay. Like, let's get after it. Let's get to it. So we making sure that we're training together and we're doing things the right way to when ultimately the season comes, boom, now we even that more locked in, the chemistry there, the camaraderie. We got to build that up to start getting these rings going.
What about a DPOY?
Absolutely.
Because, you look at the great linebackers from Singletary to Buckers, Ray Lewis, Urlacher, Kuechly. all those guys
They
were
all got
able to
one.
accomplish that at the middle linebacker position. And I think you're in that category.
Absolutely.
But you're gonna need to get one of those.
Yeah, I'll take it a step further. Why not MVP?
Okay.
League
Oh,
MVP.
you trying to be the LT?
Come on now.
League
There's only
MVP.
been 2 of those now. Alan Page and LT.
I figured I want to shoot for MVP, and then if I fall down on DPOY, hey, that's great too.
That's
You
a
know
good
what I'm saying?
one. That's a
That's the
good one.
mindset, though. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's early. I've asked everybody that's been on here this. It's early. It's February right now. I'm not sure how much time you take off from your season before you start back training. What do you do in the off season? What does that look like before you get back into business?
Before getting back into it, I mean, all that time in season when I'm dedicating that to just strictly football, like I want to give some time back to my family, right? My wife, my son. I got a 10-month-old boy at home who needs his daddy. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of using that time to take some trips, spend some more time with them. Unfortunately, I got to come do stuff like this because I'm not playing in the Super Bowl.
Right.
But it is a pleasure, obviously, being amongst the greats and do stuff like this. But yeah, man, just spend time with family.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I mentioned Robert Sala's coming back. What does he add to the defense that maybe was missing? Because a lot of the pieces were there. I mean, obviously you got you and Bosa and Floyd was there. A couple of your DBs missed some time with injuries. But what is his voice? You hearing his voice in your headset, what does that do for you, and what does that do for this defense?
I mean, it just adds another layer of stability, right? Having a guy that's proven, been there and done it, and with our team, not only just in this league, but with our team. You know, he's the one that brought me in as a 49er. He knew exactly what he wanted at each position, right? And so we're looking at a really young secondary coming back this year, a defensive line who obviously was a little banged up, but getting those guys back going. You know, we don't know what the second level going to look like yet. I want my boy Dre Greenlaw back with me, but having him as the ultimate teacher to right the ship and get us back to playing dominant defense, we're going to need it.
This is what I want to ask you. There was a situation. Dre comes back. Andre Campbell was in. He was playing well.
Right.
But Dre Greenlaw, you and him, y'all got chemistry.
Most
and they inserted him back into the starting lineup. And Campbell's like, nah, this ain't for me. Did you know he had did what he had done on the field, or did you learn about it once you got into the locker room?
Yeah, no, I didn't know it was unfolding in real time. I found out later on. I truly wish Devondre would have handled it a different way, because obviously now that's a horrible way to go out. But yeah, man, it's just unfortunate that he had to make that decision.
As a competitor, as great as you are at your position, do you understand where he was coming from? Even though he handled it the wrong way, do you understand?
There's obviously you got to look at it from both lenses, right? You got to look at it from obviously our team perspective,
right?
And you don't sell the team out. You can't do it.
No.
But from his perspective, obviously he wants to be on the field. He wants to make sure he treated with respect and whatnot, which he obviously felt like he was disrespected. So you can look at it from both angles, but at the end of the day, you can't handle it like that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just tough for me because look. You understood why you was there. You was there because Greenlaw wasn't available. Had Greenlaw been available, you weren't been there. It wasn't like a whole lot of people beat down your door.
I think there were along the way there had to have been some sort of miscommunication.
Be nice.
I wasn't
nice,
able to even have that conversation with him because now obviously he up and left, and that the ties have been cut there. But
It's
we'll
tough.
never know.
And we had this. Remember, we just had this conversation with Michael Pittman Jr. But that when his quarterback tapped his head, said he was tired, he needed a blow.
What did he say?
I'm
curious. I want to know what he said.
They had a conversation. They had a team meeting and to know what was expected of him and what was going to be accepted of him. But the one thing, like you said, we're a team, and when you're a team, the one thing we don't leave anybody behind. We go, we all if we go down,
let's
we all
handle
go
it
down
after
together.
the fact.
Yes,
After the game over, we don't handle this.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. I mean, I don't think there's ever a time. I mean, you suited up.
Right.
And you should have said, look, if I don't start, coach, I don't feel comfortable playing.
Right.
You can't wait till they need you.
No.
That's the part. That's the part that I got a problem with.
Right.
You wait. He waited until they needed him the most.
Right.
And to pull this.
Yes. No, it was all handled the wrong way. Obviously, I'm sure he wishes he could have handled it differently, but it is what it is now.
Yeah.
What do your team need to do? I mean, you mentioned you have some injuries. The offense played well. Purdy's going to get a big contract. When your quarterbacks get those big contracts, some people a lot of times, Fred, they have to go. Contracts, gets restructured, or some teams you got to cut some really, really good players. Some really, really tough decisions that John Lynch, the GM, and Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, they're going to have to make. And a lot of the guys that were on that roster for that final game, they're not going to be back, Fred.
Right. I mean, but that's every year, regardless of the Purdy situation.
Right.
Like, you can go look at Philadelphia, for example. Like, they paid Jalen Hurts now. They paid him a good bag.
Yeah.
But their team is loaded. And why is that? They've been able to hit in the draft and develop young talent.
Yes.
Where they're now thinking, like, everybody's looking at their team like, oh, my gosh, how are the Eagles so loaded? Guess what? They found a guy in Zach Bond who was an edge rusher over with the Saints, who's now an all-pro off-the-ball linebacker.
Yep.
Like, you're hitting in the right areas. You got, obviously, Jalen Carter in the draft, who's an all-pro at D tackle. You sign a guy like Saquon Barkley, who's one of the big-time hits that you had. And then everybody else who you already have on your roster is playing at a high level. So it's about just doing like these little things that you're hitting on and everything coming together all at once to then ultimately give yourself the best chance to win at the end.
Yeah, you definitely. Howie Roseman has done an unbelievable job in the draft. You look at Cooper DeJean, you look at the other corner, Mitchell. You mentioned they lose Jason Kelce and they get the guy to replace him. He goes
and
right.
He a Pro Bowl.
He goes to the Pro Bowl.
There you go.
You had those big guns outside. You had Lane, you had Mailata, you had Dixon, Dickerson in there. And you're right. They've done a great job in the draft, and they've added some few pieces. They go out and make the trade for A.J. Brown.
Huge.
And when
you hitting like that, it's like you don't know. I mean, A.J. Brown was phenomenal with the Titans, but I mean, he took another step, another level with Philly and found another level over here. So it's like you never know, but they're doing it right over there.
And the funny thing about it, when it comes to the Eagles and the way they're running things up there is they keep, not only are they hidden, they keep on hitting. Every time it always makes sense. It's like they playing chess, but they making every move the right move.
Yeah. The thing with you guys, what hurting you guys is that you're going so far in the playoffs that you're not picking 10. You're not picking, you're picking 30th. So Jalen Carter is not going to be available. Devontae Smith.
Well, that's why now it's a unique situation right now. We got 11 in the first round. We got pick 11. So obviously, they're going to use that however they see fit. And let's roll. Like let's use it to our advantage.
Well, what would have helped had you not gave up all those picks for Trey Lance? That really set y'all back, Fred. Because you gave up first rounders and high draft picks. But I ain't gonna say that.
That's above my pay grade, brother. Yeah.
Fred Warner, All-Pro linebacker, representing Experian. Make sure you go download the app, learn how to save money, take control of your finances, and you can save time. Fred, thanks for joining us, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
If y'all need some extra legs down there in the Bay, let me know now.
Hey, come on.
Talk to me.
You, Miles, we collect everybody. You feel me?
I'm never done.
He talking.
He don't believe in me. Listen, I'm finna fight Debo, right? I'm finna James Harris.
You finna fight Debo?
I'm finna beat his ass.
Oh,
Fred,
yeah?
I'm finna beat his ass.
Y'all fight for real? Y'all boxing?
No,
MMA.
Fred, so you don't believe in me either?
You seen Debo?
We always look at people's size and think that means something.
No.
That don't mean nothing.
Like MMA though, like on the ground, like.
How's he gonna touch me, Fred? As quick and fast as I still am.
So you gonna keep the jab? You gonna keep your distance?
Man, I'm finna beat the dog shit out his ass.
All right, hey, listen, I'm Team Debo now.
Damn.
His name Debo, like he literally he Debo.
But I'm Ocho. What happened to Debo on Friday?
Oh, you got slept.
All right, there we go. Case closed. That's it. All right, good to see you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Y'all, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Good to see you, boy.
Good to see you too.
All-Pro linebacker Fred Warner. In a recent interview, Packers running back Josh Jacobs was asked if he believes the team should add pieces this offseason. Jacobs candidly responded, "I think we need like 3." Fellow teammates Wicks replied to this interview, thumbs down. Jay Reed called out Packers fans, tweeting out a lot of Packers fans, "Help you, man." If you're all player, it's crazy. Should the Packers look to bolster their wide receiving core, Ocho, this offseason?
Wait, they want to bolster their wide receiving core when there's nothing wrong with their wide receiving core? Listen, you have a young core of guys. Maybe bringing a veteran presence. I'm thinking of is there a veteran presence that can come in and help that they can learn from? Cooper Kupp comes to mind.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp comes to mind. But again, the young receivers have done a phenomenal job, though. They've done a great job. I don't know if you want to mess up that chemistry and continuity that he has with Jordan Love and those guys.
I mean, Josh Jacobs was asked, he said we need to bring in 3 pieces. He didn't say they need to be wide receivers.
Yeah,
but the wide receivers, I guess the wide receivers
they heard it. Well, I mean, you ask an offensive player that, then they think it's coming from an offensive perspective on what they need to bring in. So I kind of understand.
Man, he
funny.
said Jaden Reed called out Packer fans, tweeting out, "A lot of y'all Packer fans, so F you. F'd up, man. Bash your own players. It's crazy." I mean, I think the thing is, look, It's never easy when a teammate says, "Yeah, I think we." Because who brings back the status quo,
Right.
the exact same roster,
Right.
and expects you're going to improve? You have to make tweaks somewhere,
Right.
Ocho.
But also, wait a minute. Let's say not making any tweaks. Sometimes bringing back the same thing, the continuity and the chemistry that they do have,
Right.
might be better than it was last year because now you have another year under your belt.
But I think you still got to bring some pieces in. There's some look, you're going to lose some and you're going to add some. You just hope the pieces that you add are in the right area.
Right.
Because you're going to lose some pieces. Nobody's staying the exact same. I mean, Tampa tried that after they won the Super Bowl, brought all their guys back, and that didn't work out quite well. And so I don't think why would you ever, if you didn't win the championship, bring all the pieces, stay exactly the same when you didn't capture your ultimate goal.
Right.
But with that being said, he was like, I guess he felt that a teammate shouldn't say what he said.
But he didn't say a position. He didn't say a specific position. He just said maybe 3 pieces. He didn't say where those 3 pieces should be. You know, when you got a puzzle, 3 pieces to the puzzle is pretty large. It can go anywhere.
Anywhere. But I think sometimes, Ocho, when it's always a family member.
Yeah.
We can take criticism from outside, but if it's family, if it's from inside. And when you look at the structure of a team, we look at us as being family. So anytime a family criticizes what we're going to do,
Right.
what we got?
Kappa.
Oh, they're going to come? They're ready to come up? Aaron, are they ready to come? Are we ready? Okay, come on. Coming to the stage now is 2 Ocho play for the Bengals, Ted Karras and Alex Kappa, each one. One. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Thank you. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What up, baby?
Good to see you, man.
What up, baby? Let's go.
Have a seat. Tell us what brings you out. To see the bounty, the quicker picker.
Hold on.
We're the bounty wingmen. We're the bounty wingmen today.
Okay.
Shannon, you can't have football without wings.
You cannot. You cannot have.
And you can't have wings without bounty.
You cannot.
Can't do it.
So is this 2-ply, the quicker picker upper, right?
Oh, this is the good stuff.
The good stuff. The really good stuff. Okay.
This is the diesel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Listen,
we might as well be in Cincinnati right now.
there we go. How's your experience so far been at Super Bowl? This
Kind
week.
of just coming straight to Radio Row. You know, I've been to New Orleans a few times.
Uh-huh.
I love this town.
You like it?
Yeah.
How's it been so far?
It's been good. I had some beignets last night. Unbelievable. But it's been good, man. Just hanging out here.
Okay.
Talk to us about the season. Obviously, you guys didn't make the playoffs, and having been to the Super Bowl, you know what that's like. So what are the Bengals? What do you guys need to do to make sure that next year in San Francisco that you guys are not able to come to Radio Row?
Yeah, I mean, you can't throw away games, right? Like, if you look at our early season, we had too many games that we just threw away. Like, 4 or 5 games we should have won, and we didn't make the play. And when you do that, it's tough to dig yourself out of a hole, even if you go on a run at the end there.
That Patriots game really hurt, huh? Because when you look back at it and see where they finished and look where that one game, what if you like, and that's what it comes down to during the season. Look, there's game here, game there, but you're like, hold on. We lost to that team. They're going to be picking 3rd in the draft, and we lost to that team, and they potentially kept us out of the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I think that's officially something that's on our back as a program, is to get these early wins in the season and not play from a 2-3 game deficit against Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, and just be in the pack, because it's going to be tight regardless.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we can't drop 3 to start and expect to do anything in the AFC.
But you know how close those games are, even between teams that win a lot of games and teams that don't. If you don't play well, you're going to lose those games. It's that simple.
You look at Kansas City, 1-score games. They don't lose 1-score games. You lose a couple of those games, now all of a sudden it works out different. Some teams 1-score game, they might be 2-8. Another team in 1-score game, they might be 8-2. That's the difference between a team making the playoffs and a team that doesn't make the playoffs. What do you got? Look, you lose your defensive coordinator. You bring it. I think Golden comes back in. He was a DB linebacker coach.
Linebacker, yep.
End up going to Notre Dame, becoming the DC. He comes back. What are some of the things that you think you guys need to do in order to improve this overall team to make sure you guys were just in the Super Bowl about 4 years ago? How do you get back?
So I think it just starts with preparation. We got to come out of camp healthy and ready to go, prepared, healthy, ready to go for week 1, week 2, and put ourselves in a great position in our division and in our conference. I'm excited for Scott Peters, our new O-line coach. I think he's going to bring a great refreshing new energy to our room. I've talked to Dave Andrews up in New England, and he speaks very highly of him. So I'm excited to get to work with him.
Yeah, and it's not wholesale changes. Like, I mean, every game is going to be close the whole year, so it's making those plays. It comes down to execution, and if you execute in those close games, that's the difference.
Better.
Get 'em
Matter of
right.
fact,
Get them right.
You know,
Get them
also,
right.
also, I want to point out, also watching us. I'm saying us, even though I'm not on the team right now. Watching us throughout the years, we always have a problem and issue with starting slow. We always start slow, where we have to find our way, pick ourselves out the hole. What do you think we can do from an offensive and defensive standpoint to where we can get a season finally where we start fast for a change, and it's not so hard to climb back in contention later on in the season?
I think it's probably gonna be a little bit different of a spring program,
right?
And obviously camp too. And I think that Zach wanted to play us more in this preseason.
Right.
I think we'll probably have a bigger volume in the preseason coming up.
You just talked about that.
Yes, because I'm from the old school.
Yeah.
We used to play the first preseason game. There's 4 preseason games.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you went overseas or you played the Hall of Fame game, you played 5. But we would play 10 plays. The first preseason game, we played 10 plays. And then we played 20. The third preseason game was our dress rehearsal. So we're playing 3 quarters. And then the fourth game, we were out. Now, a lot of these guys, you guys don't even play in the preseason. How difficult. And then now you ask, well, you don't play the entire preseason. All right, we're going to turn it up. We want you to go all out, 60 plays. That's asking an awful lot, guys.
Yeah, but you still see teams do it. Like, I think the Rams, when they won the Super Bowl, they didn't play at all in the preseason. So I mean, it's doable. I don't like to look at that as kind of an excuse. Like, I really think it comes down to executing plays. Like, why did we lose those games? I don't think it's because we didn't play in the preseason. I think it's because we didn't play well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I was just kind of pointing to something that we could change.
Yeah, no doubt.
To just change up the mojo. Even of the start of the season.
This is really the first season that Joe has been completely healthy. I don't know how much he played because he's nursing a calf injury, so he didn't participate a lot during training camp. But this is really the first season that he hasn't been that he was healthy, and you guys didn't make the playoffs. Because normally when he's healthy, you guys make a deep run, AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. How important it is to make sure that he's healthy, he's upright. Because when he's upright, he's as good as we have in the league.
Yes, sir.
yeah, I mean, and that shows that it's a team game because he was playing as good as he could play, and when we all didn't play well enough around him. But obviously, our job's to take care of him, and he's best in the world. I mean,
Let me ask you a question, because I was always interested. Like when your guy beats you for a sack, and you go be like, "Damn, I sure hope Joe didn't know that was my guy."
He'll know soon enough. I mean, they put it right on the screen.
Yeah.
you got to get out in front of it. Oh, that's on me, bro. That's on me. That's on me.
My bad. So, guys, you're representing Bounty. So, what are you guys doing for Bounty?
We're wingmen, dude. Wingmen stick together.
Right.
Wingmen are there for each other, and so we're just representing wingmen. Bounty. They say there's billions of wings eating Super Bowl week or something like that. Bounty will keep it clean.
But it's rare. It's very rare that offensive linemen get an opportunity to pitch products.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, it's skill players, the quarterback, running back, wide receivers, DBs, linebackers. Now, you two guys are actually pitching products.
Oh, we're the dynamic duo.
I mean,
once you see this guy eat wings, then you would understand. He's a wing connoisseur.
All flats.
All flats? No drums?
Never.
I like that.
I'm a flat guy.
I'm a flat guy, but don't act like you're too good to eat a drum. Like, we can all eat a drum. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was about to ask flats or drums. So if we get a 50 platter, how many flats? How many drummings?
I go 30-20. 30 flats.
I'm going 50.
50 flats?
He thinks he's better than people. That's
you
why.
can fry them better. You can grill them better.
Right.
They're better sauced up. It's a better dip.
Ooh, I like where you're going.
It's not as like sometimes in the drum you get like that sinewy tissue.
Right.
Yeah, that is
it's
true.
It's just pure meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I have one question. I want to take it back to football real quick, especially during the off season, with some things that are going to have to happen. We're going to have to pay Jamar Chase. We're going to have to pay T. Higgins. Do you think it's possible to be able to fit everybody under that umbrella and being able to pay what they deserve based on their play thus far?
There's always a way. I mean, you look at teams that manipulate the cap like crazy. There's always a way.
You don't even need to manipulate it this year. It's going to 275.
But you have to understand, you talk about teams being able to manipulate the cap, but teams also don't have a T. Higgins. Teams don't also have a Joe Burrow and a Jamar Chase. So it's
and most
different.
teams don't have a Mike Brown as an owner.
It's tough to let good players
don't
go.
talk about my owner.
Well, we'll defend
Let
Mr.
him know,
Brown on
Ocho.
the show.
Let him know, Ocho.
That that's the biggest thing. The teams that manipulate the cap, those are the teams that really spend money, and they'll worry about the cans
on the back end.
Sometimes you got to sell out for a couple years and see what happens.
You mentioned the Rams. That's what they did. They make the thing with Matthew Stafford, and they got the trade. Make the trade for Von Miller, and you got AD, and you got Leonard Floyd, and you make the trade for Odell Beckham. You get Jalen.
The Bucks
We did it in Tampa too. We did it in Tampa too.
Exactly.
And now they're still winning, even though like some of that Tom cap they had to carry over and stuff like that. But they found a way to keep winning.
And the thing is that you bring that mindset in there. Once guys get a taste
That
of winning,
it sticks.
Well, that's I think why Patrick Mahomes is so dynamic. I mean, he knows how to win that organization. I mean, they're winning games 19-11, 15-10. It's like, those are weird games, but somehow they're winning. It doesn't even seem like they're playing that good, and then they come out and win the game. Yeah. That's all that matters too in this league.
That really is all that matters. Thank you guys, Ted Karras, Alex Kappa. Thank you guys for joining us. Bounty Wingman. They say they're the wingmans. Check it out. Thank you, guys.
Can't have wings without bounty.
Can't have wings without bounty because somebody's got to clean up that mess.
Come on. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
I'll see you.
We out?
Yeah. Thanks, fellas. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Good luck. We're taking. Appreciate it.
Good to see you, baby. All right? All right, yeah? I got you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, bro? Coming to the stage.
What they do, baby? You got it.
Cleveland Browns all-world cornerback, Denzel Ward.
My guy.
D you up, Ocho.
D who up?
You?
You must be talking about Madden.
You
ain't talking about real life.
That Madden rating up.
I done studied him to a T. I could tell him about his whole game. What he gonna do down and distance?
D you up. That's what I'm telling you gonna do.
Nathaniel. The great. Hey, listen. One of the greatest technicians. Have you ever been seeing the tweets where I talk about?
I've been seeing all of them.
I studied.
No, that's love. I appreciate that.
Listen, I ain't even playing the game no more.
You can't.
Boy. Wait,
He said he can't.
the real deal.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got one. Another technician. Denzel Ward, number one. That goddamn Stingley. Now everybody can play corner. But it's different. I'm talking about that. Dog, remember the play?
You just said PS2.
Nah, no, hold on. No, I say certain. I'm talking about technical, like it's different. The skill set, watching somebody 6'2" do it and watching somebody, how tall you were?
6 foot.
Yeah, it's different. Oh, he's so fucking fluid by the hip, the footwork.
Number
Who was
one.
that ran the deep
Higgins. On Higgins.
That was Higgins?
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm mad, dog.
Right,
you picked dog. Dog, that's
Denzel, thanks for joining us. Obviously, the other day you know about it. I don't know how soon you heard about it, but Myles Garrett sent a letter to the Cleveland Browns. He's asking for a trade. Care to comment? Anything you want to say?
Oh, man. Like I said earlier in the season, I feel me and Myles, we like Shaq and Kobe. So I've been saying that. So I want to play with Myles Garrett. I don't want him to leave. But sure,
if he leave, what's up? You asking to give too?
Check, I don't know. Just check the details under the trade. I might be in there, but nah, I don't know, man. I want to always say, I love Cleveland. I'm a hometown kid in Cleveland, and I want to stay home on Myles is saying we got to get this thing rolling, but we never know. That's the NFL. We'll see what happens.
But you also have to understand, when you look at the landscape of the NFL, you look at the teams that win consistently year in and year out, there's one position that allows you to contend for a Lombardi trophy, and that's the quarterback position. Now, the Browns haven't been able to find a quarterback adequate enough to make sure they're always in contention year in and year out.
Correct.
So at some point, you do understand where Myles Garrett is coming from about his wish and hopes to contend for a Lombardi.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the main thing. Just last year, we had the number one defense.
Yes.
So, we got things kind of settled, I feel, on that end. So, like I said earlier, we need to solidify the quarterback position. Our quarterback been hurt, and we just been rotating guys in and out. And it's hard to win like that in the NFL. So.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel you're the best DB in the league?
No doubt. No doubt. Like you said, I feel I'm a technician. I feel I'm the number one technician in the league at corner. But I feel I'm a playmaker, too. I make play. I'm the most playmaking corner out there in the game or whatever.
It's a funny thing. When you talk about DBs, right? 95% of DBs play not to get beat. You got 5% play to make a play. There's a difference. There's a complete difference. You don't understand. I can see and talk about DB play.
Yeah.
I like DB play as opposed to receiver more. Do you think, I want you to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Do you think at any point in your career, right now, when you came in, when you was in college, that you could cover me?
Come on, I feel that's a rhetorical question. You know,
No, man, it's not a rhetorical. I just want to know if you really feel you can do that.
Yes.
Like serious?
Serious.
No, I mean like
you think you get open? And your prime, you think you getting
forget
open?
prime, I can get over on your ass right now.
No, you're not. I see one clip you got hand up and the practice. You choked him out.
Time out. For one, I ain't having no cleats.
I ain't see your feet. I just seen.
I really couldn't dig up out of it like I wanted to.
Yeah.
And when he stabbed, I was just gonna go up under it. I couldn't get up under it because I ain't had no grip.
Yeah.
I'm about to say the old Ocho, he'd have got around there.
Oh yeah. That's the old Ocho.
Yeah.
I'm 57.
Now he's just an old Ocho. not old Ocho, the old Ocho.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: when you look at Jerry Jeudy, he came to Cleveland after some years in Denver, and the quarterback play had a lot to do with that. He was technical. Now you talk about, I can imagine those one-on-ones in practice because he's technical.
Yeah.
He can get in and out of breaks. He got great movement. What did you see? What do you think the biggest difference was between him in Cleveland and him in Denver?
I think it could have just been opportunities for real, but like you say, he's a smooth route runner. He go get in and out them breaks like that. Like in practice, we going at it every time. So we getting each other better for the games. But I think it's just opportunities, getting the opportunity to get the ball more and being that number one guy. He the number one guy for us, and he been making it happen this year.
How was it having Jameis in the locker room? Man, we see those clips of James. They be eating Dubs, and he was giving those sermons.
I love James, man. James is a great quarterback. I feel sure he is giving us the best chance to win. He gonna throw that ball when he get out there. But just a great team guy in the locker room. Like what you see on film in the clips, viral clips, like that's really who he is. Yeah, that's him. So you gotta appreciate that and love who he is.
Listen, since you've been in the league right now, and you understand the landscape of the receivers, who do you think the best receiver in the game is? Or just give me your top three based on those you played against.
You played face,
yeah. Like since I've been in the NFL, or like right now?
Right now, let's go right now.
Right now, I'm gonna put Jamar up there. Just having to see him 2 times a year, that's always gonna be a battle. So Chase, Devontae, I went against him. Adams, Jefferson.
Yes, okay.
What you said, 3 or 5? What you said?
No, I mean, your top 3 is good.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Hey, man, is there someone that gives you trouble? Like when I talk about DBs, obviously during my playing day, and I think of someone that gave me trouble, there was only one. And that was Revis. There was only one. You know, regards to where it was in my career, he was technically sound. He was patient. Nigga had patience like Sally Mae.
Yeah.
But you know, people ain't finna pay Sally Mae. That's the kind of patience he had at the lines. So nothing I did would really work. He would arm bar.
Yeah.
He was always in position. And then his ball skills. He had the balls. You have the same ball skills. You and Derek Stingley might be the only 2 I know that have elite ball skills that don't get impatient. They don't panic when the ball is in the air.
That's the biggest thing.
Nice and calm.
Yeah.
But he had that same thing.
Yeah.
What receiver gives you trouble? If there was one.
Right.
It's okay to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like it's a lot of great receivers, but I don't feel no one just give me like, it's just crazy trouble.
Okay.
No, but when I first came into the league, Antonio Brown though, going against him as a rookie, I feel like, okay, you know, this is really a matchup. Like he put pressure on me.
Right.
But I mean, it's a lot like Chase, like that's a tough matchup and stuff like that. But I don't think it's too many guys that's really just I feel working me. I ain't just getting worked out.
Right. Okay, I got you.
I would look at it, looking at your size, I would say they're not really the big receivers. You remember like T.O. was a big receiver, Julio was a big receiver, guys that play through contact. I would think a smaller guy that's your size, like, I'm right. It's those big guys that use their physicality, that want you to try to put your hands on them so they can play through that contact.
How do you adjust that? Do you prefer playing against bigger receivers, knowing that you can transition better than them, knowing that it takes them a while to get out their break? And I didn't see you, but you twitchy as hell now. What you prefer?
That's a good question. That's a tougher part too, going against a bigger receiver. Right. Like let's say Mike Evans. But I think it depends on where you at on the field too. Like we in the red zone. Okay, then they might get a little tired. They trying to throw a jump ball in the back of that. But I feel when we in a big field, I don't really have no issue where they big receiver, short receiver, or whatever. Just using my quickness and technique. I feel that's what put me in position.
How do you stop? Because I think the hardest ball to stop. The hardest throw to stop
back shoulder. I knew it.
How do you stop that back shoulder? Because if you behind him, he gonna throw the goal ball. If you in front of him, he gonna back shoulder you. How do you defend that?
Really, you trying to dictate the route. So me, I'm gonna take away the deep ball first. And then force him to. Because I mean that's a tough throw. You got to really be on time. And like the only guys I really seen on great timing is Aaron Rodgers and Devontae.
And that's Green Bay.
And Green Bay is when they were able to hit that back shoulder like that. So the back shoulder, I don't think that's gonna beat you. or in the game, like you want to take away that non-ball first. That's why I'm taking away. And then I'm just going to compete back on the back shoulder.
All right, that's what's up. Denzel Ward, Cleveland Browns all-world DB, says, hey, he and Myles Garrett might be a package deal. No, he didn't say that. But Myles Garrett demanded a trade. He wants to play with Myles Garrett. Hopefully it's in Cleveland, but it doesn't seem like Myles wants to finish his career in Cleveland. And we understand that.
Come on down to Cincinnati.
Nah, he don't want to. But like you said, and you want to win also.
I want to win.
That's why that's why you play this game. Yeah, you can make a lot of money. All the awards, the all pros and the Pro Bowls. That's nice. But you want to be at this game, and not doing what we're doing here today. So good luck down the road. Thanks for stopping by Nightcap. We appreciate it, Denzel.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
You can't cover me though.
Yes, sir. You already know that. You know I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you D him up. I ain't even worried about that.
He know it too.
Huh? That's it? Oh, man.
Hey, we done? Where Debo at? Where Debo at? Hey, Chat.
He gonna see you in August.
Chat, I just want y'all to know how serious this is. It's not a game. I'm finna start training right now. 6 months. I got 6 months. I'm gonna holler at Adesanya because Adesanya, we probably had the same skill set, same height. I'm finna beat his motherfucking ass. I promise you, that's on my kids. And I just want
the same skill set
as Adesanya. Height, I'm slender. Or maybe
that's the only thing y'all got. Y'all slim, Ocho.
Okay, so that my fight style needs to be just like his. I can't talk. McGregor's too short. That's not
just
really my
run.
I'm not running. I ain't running nowhere, man. Anyway, Chad, I love y'all. I appreciate you. It's coming. It's coming. Just know.
I'm putting this out there. I'm looking for a co-host. Around August, you could take Ocho's seat like probably around mid-August to September. So I'm looking for a co-host. It's gonna be Unc and somebody else.
Unc and whoever.
Because he's gonna be put out of commission. Guys, thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Nightcap, brought to you by Boost Mobile. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store or boostmobile.com to join their nationwide 5G network. Please make sure you guys subscribe and hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. And we thank you guys for early morning showing this level of support. Make sure you check out Shea by La Portier. If you can't find it in a city or a state near you, order it online and we'll ship it directly to your door. What better way to celebrate 2025 than with a bottle of Shea? Please drink responsibly and be safe. Make sure you go follow my media company page on all of its platforms, Shea Media. And my clothing company, 84. We just restocked everything. Use code Super Bowl for an additional 10% off. We also dropped new beanies in every color. We've also introduced gift cards available in $25 to $500. It takes the guesswork out and lets someone special pick exactly what they want. Tickets for our Super Bowl show tomorrow in New Orleans are on sale now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. February the 6th at the Mahalia Jackson Theater in New Orleans. Be there. Big guests lined up. Coach Prime, Master P, Juvie, Flavor Flav, and Debo coming back to beat. We don't want to beat you up just yet. Just in August, he's going to beat you up. So thank you guys for joining us again. We will see you tomorrow night at the Mahalia Jackson Theater. Thank you guys.
I love you. Call me. Hey, that was good. I like that.
Yeah, it went fast.
Great show. Great show. Hey, bro.